3 была как DLC. На PS4 она вышла сразу же из коробки.
So timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Таймер начинается через 3, 2, 1. Поехали.
She's the 12-year-old daughter of a single parent called Joel. In the opening cutscene, the one that we just missed, she stayed awake to...
Те, кто не играл, это нам показывают Сару, 12-летняя дочка главного героя.
Moves a lock of hair that's fallen over her face and says, "Good night, baby girl." I'm just mentioning that because it will be said again, but for now, we're playing a walking sim.
Yeah, don't blink or you're gonna miss all this crazy speedrunning action.
Ну, это пролог, как бы тут ничего такого особенного нету. У нас комментатор рассказывает о предыстории игры. Я думаю, много людей проходили в Last of Us и так уже за эти прошедшие 6 лет, и они уже в курсе, что происходит, особенно с учетом того, что происходило сейчас со второй частью. Все уже успели знакомиться с первой.
Take it from me, the game does get off to a bit of a slow start, but once we hit around 19 minutes, you know, the game starts to really pick up. And I love this game, just in general and as a speed run. All right, Dino, what's happening here?
Sarah, are you okay?
Well, we're about to meet Jimmy, albeit briefly. But as you probably heard from the telephone conversation, something rather nasty is going down in the town of Austin.
Сейчас мы пытаемся понять, что происходит вообще, и зачем наш отец заряжает револьвер. Отец перепугался соседей, и соседи действительно страшные.
Jimmy was a real one. That's a shame.
Yeah.
And his actual name
is Jimmy Cooper, apparently. So, if anybody could do the Jimmy Cooper, well, I can't do it.
Okay, so what was that thing? What happened?
Что за граунд? Думал, почему ранее максимальной сложности? Ну, как бы ответ более-менее уже наклевывается. Граунд — это самая высокая сложность в этой игре. Какие бонусы я там конкретно не вспомню. Граунд.
Never use the word zombie.
В граунде патронов очень мало. Listen мод, который позволяет вам смотреть через, слышать противника через стенки, выключен. Все противники наносят тройной урон. HUD, он же интерфейс на экране, выключен. А на PS4, на ремастере, там есть такая штука, то что в зависимости от вашего здоровья цвет на геймпаде меняется. В этом же граунде он выключен, он всегда светится синеньким, наверное, по дефолтным. Ну и искусственный интеллект намного быстрее, мощнее и лучше на этой сложности.
Я, пожалуй, ворвусь. Тем временем, здравствуйте, кем еще не виделись. Пока ты рассказывал про игру, наши коллеги с основного стрима заметили, что несмотря на то, что игра про зомби-апокалипсис, везде зомби, за игру мы ни разу, собственно, не услышим даже этого слова «зомби».
Ну, хорошее замечание, потому что в этой игре по лору они называются кликерами. Потому что они кликают. Ну, как бы это нестандартное в привычном понимании зомби. Это просто, так скажем, инфицированные люди, и как бы в обычном понимании зомби питаются человеческой плотью. В этом же случае, мозгами точнее. В этом же случае они вроде не питаются. Кликеры, щелкуны одно и то же. Слово клик. To craft shivs, molotovs, medkits, smoke bombs, and nail bombs. Ну, а тут раннер нам рассказывает про систему крафта в игре, которая в этой игре присутствует. Нам нужно собирать различные предметы, чтобы крафтить различное снаряжение, чтобы пробраться нам через всю эту игру.
On easy mode, there could be a table with like whole ingredients of crafting materials. There could be like a whole thing of a bunch of stuff. But on Grounded, there may be a quarter of one of those things or nothing at all. Resources are very scarce. There's also supplements and parts which you can use to upgrade.
Тем временем раннер замечает, что относительно простой сложности в этой игре, когда мы доберемся до крафтового стола, у нас будет множество различных ингредиентов, но не в этой сложности. На граундеде ему может повезти быть хоть что-то, либо может не быть ничего, и тогда придется страдать.
No, it's okay, they're fine.
That didn't end well. Another thing, one of the unique things about the grounded mode is the lack of a HUD. And Anthony, yes.
Yeah, on the bottom right, on easy, normal, hard, and survivor, all of the.
Ну, тут косынка играю, где нас сбили. Опять.
On easy, normal, hard, and survivor, the heads-up display on the bottom right is there, but on grounded, it's automatically turned off. So you don't know how much health you have. You don't know how many bullets are in a magazine. You don't know how many hits you have left with a melee weapon or how many shivs you have.
Ну, тем временем ранее, собственно, рассказывает то же самое, что ты уже успел рассказать. Про то, что мы не знаем, сколько у нас будет здоровья на протяжении всего рана. Смотрим тем временем за тем, как наш главный герой со своей дочерью отбиваются, им помогает брат главного героя, которого зовут Томми.
Oh, there, down goes one. This guy really struggling here. Now, all these people are random every single time, but Tommy is consistent every time. I know exactly where he's gonna be. So we need him to push us.
В этом моменте местоположение всех людей абсолютно случайное, но только не у Томми. Он всегда в одинаковых позициях находится.
Tommy, there you are. Oh, this guy must be his first day in Boston.
Реализм? Чего сказать?
Да?
Now, unlike the townsfolk, Tommy has a hitbox which will push you. The townsfolk develop a hitbox after they've glitched through you and they stop you dead.
В отличие от обычных людей, которые рядом проходят рядом с вами, у Томми есть хитбокс, который вас толкает. Обычные люди вас протолкать не могут, а Томми может. Питбуст, пистрата. И все, когда я имел в виду то, что все элементы интерфейса выключены на граундеде, я имел в виду абсолютно все, даже все вот эти QTA элементы, Quick Time ивентов, они тоже не отображаются.
But Tommy, as he's promised here, arrives in time to kill him. Unfortunately and tragically, big tears, Sarah was hit and died in Joel's arms. And that is going to be the end of 2013.
Тем временем комментаторы сыпят спойлерами, что доченька-то у нас не выживет, к сожалению. Ничего с этим поделать нельзя.
So, 20 years later, the military, are now in control of the few quarantine zones that still
вот, мы пропустили касцену и ничего не понятно, те, кто не играл, но в той касцене погибает, к сожалению, дочка Джоэля, и нас переносит на события, которые происходят намного позже, уже после всего этого апокалипсиса, который произошел.
What it did there was it skipped the camera panning down and showing Joel and Tess leaving the building, which saves like 17 seconds. Sometimes it like skips in-game cinematics, sometimes it places you and your companions further. And it does other stuff throughout the run. But we'll...
Ранее рассказывает, что после того, как он скипнул кат-сцену, он еще немножко подскипнул в, так сказать, билет на город. Это экономит предположительно приблизительно 17 секунд. И в разных местах в целом оптимизирует само прохождение.
Robert actually sent a couple of goons to try to kill Tess. So we're going to go and find him now. We know where he is.
Ну, в общем, пока ничего такого драйвового нету. Мы просто идем и собираем кат-сцены. Экшен начнется чуть-чуть попозже.
That is a very functioning truck. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. Oh. Darn.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
That's our first. That is our first meeting of the Fireflies, but more about those shortly.
Yep, this is the tutorial
Кажется,
part right now. Joel doesn't know how to
абсолютно нормальный
throw a bottle,
грузовик.
open a door, quick turn, or heal yet.
Просто ничего не предвещало беды, и он взял, взорвался. И все бегут.
It has to happen eventually. Can't put it off forever.
Yeah, right here, you can't move until you heal. X up R1. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
В этом моменте игры тебе не будут двигаться, пока ты не похилишься, поэтому это обязательное
Normally, you
действие.
have to stand behind Tess and this guy. But if you walk the right way, you can get to the left of him and get in front of him, and sometimes you can boost you down this entire hallway. We'll see if we get it. You gotta slowly inch your way.
По идее, в этой части игры мы должны просто следовать за Тесс и этим парнем, но если правильно идти, то мы можем сделать так, чтобы наша моделька немножко подпинывала модельку, собственно, их.
Точнее, наоборот, этот человек в очках, он будет бустить Джоэли сейчас. Не получилось. Если сделано правильно, он тебя просто отправит до конца этого коридора.
I love this game to death, but it's pretty broken when you try and play it fast. Things can happen without you like intentionally wanting to do it. So we allow certain things.
It's been quiet.
Yes, whenever you do a run and it's called glitchless, there's always going to be a few things that happen, and I know what will happen in chat. People will say, oh, that's a glitch, surely. All we can say on that is that when it comes to the strats that we think might look a little bit sketchy, they are put to a panel of speedrun.com mods, and they make a decision on what is allowed. So anything that you see in this game and you think it looks a little bit dodgy and is simply playing by the rules.
По поводу того, является ли данный раунд гличлесом, потому что, ну, допустим, взять тот же буст, это разве не глич получается? Люди могут утверждать. Как разбираются конкретно в этой игре? Они этот момент отправляют модераторам, и модератор уже решает, является ли этот момент чем-то таким вот незаконным, который не стоит использовать в гличлес ране или нет. Вот. В принципе, я считаю, что это правильное решение, потому что я очень часто видел то, что во многих комьюнити были какие-то проблемы с тем, что они пытаются понять, является это гличом или нет. Поэтому в итоге все равно все решение за модераторами игры.
Пока что мы стоим здесь, не залезаем вверх, потому что если не дать время игре подумать, то игра, собственно, софтлочится, как только мы добежим до двери.
Now, on grounded mode, a pistol will down in 2 hits, and the rifle and revolver will down in 1 hit.
Be careful.
When am I not?
Also, you're seeing that I'm crouch walking here, because sometimes the game will force you to walk. Even if you're holding down sprint, you can't run or sprint. So in those cases, we want to crouch walk, because crouch walking is faster than walking, for some reason.
And we can't bunny hop.
В некоторых местах игра тебя заставляет идти пешком, и чтобы мы это предотвратили, раннер идет приседе. Приседе это, ну, естественно, чуть быстрее, чем идти обычно пешком. И если тебя, ну, в общем, поймает в этот момент, когда идешь пешком, у тебя спринт не получится. Зато вот когда выходишь из приседа, то спринт еще позволяет. Вот. Также они рассказывали про то, чем отличается сложность. Помимо того, что враги по вам наносят тройной урон, вы также наносите по противникам увеличенный урон. В большинстве случаев противники будут умирать с одного выстрела большого калибра оружия.
But we were talking about the supply of ammo drops, also the craftables. They are very
Немного пока
scarce in
расскажу
grounded.
про лор игры,
However, when it
возможно,
comes
кто-то
to
не
the
знает.
parts and the
В
pills
общем,
that you
произошел
pick up in this
апокалипсис,
game,
во время
they are
которого
consistent
люди начали
regardless of the
заражаться
difficulty. They're always the same.
вирусом, похожим на существующий в реальной жизни кордисепсом, и мутировавшие уже со временем особи имеют некоторые подклассы. Чем старее они, тем они опаснее, соответственно. И на последней стадии они распространяют споры. Именно поэтому сейчас мы, когда зашли в зону, где все в спорах, для нас это отмечено туманом, наши герои, собственно, ходят в противогазах, потому что если не надышаться спорами, они в лучшем случае умрут, а скорее всего обратятся. И это будет очень неприятно.
Shall we use the word unforgiving?
That's a good word. Yep.
Yeah.
Ну и прошли мы небольшой комбат секцию. Подальше будет уже битва с людьми.
That's one thing I forgot to mention. On grounded, not so much with the other difficulties, but on grounded, you will only get ammo drops if you're below a certain amount.
Oh, another little trick coming up here. If Joel is crouched in a small opening, sprint and...
Yep, I think that's only possible on remastered because of the frame rate. Yep, just hold down sprint, leaving an enclosed area, and he'll do a little launch there. Okay, but with the ammo, I believe if you're with pistol, if you're at 3 bullets or less, you can you'll potentially get a drop of pistol. If you're at 2 revolver bullets or less, you'll get a drop. But the shotgun is also 2 or less, and the rifle, I think you have to be at 0.
Make sure there ain't any soldiers around.
Пока рассказывает Ран про механику дропов, если у тебя хотя бы 3 пистолетных патрона, то следующими, скорее всего, будут патроны на пистолет. Но если у тебя меньше 2 револьверных патронов в рюкзаке, то тебе будет, скорее всего, насыпать дробовиковыми пульками.
Very randomly, that clicker can either drop nothing, or I think it was on your stream a couple of weeks ago where he dropped 2 or 3 rifles.
2 rifle bullets. I have no idea why. Also,
and you feel that you.
Хорошая игра, баги интересные.
But this game does have a habit of punishing you when you have more ammo than you would usually have at that point. So it's fine if you feel that you want to use those 2 rifle ammo.
Возможно, это аллюзия, как близко главный герой уже к небесам. Стоит немножко поднять голову, и бесконечный белый свет окружит его со всех сторон, со всех щелей. И пути назад не будет. Или нет.
We're coming up to the slums, which, if I make it past pretty cleanly, I'll be very happy, because it's one of my least favorite sections to perform in the speedrun, because it's tough. You don't have a lot of ammo and weapons at the moment, and the AI is it's consistent for the most part, but it can be a little off sometimes.
Who's that?
An old headache.
But again, we have 2 pistol bullets, and we're gonna take out 2 enemies in the next area. One guy always drops 3. The second guy sometimes drops a bullet.
I'm looking for Robert. You come through here?
So yeah, we'll have to see.
В общем, у нас сейчас есть 2 пистолетных пули. В следующей сцене нам нужно будет обязательно убить 2 человек,
Yes, you do.
с одного из которых обязательно падает еще 3 пули, а со второго иногда может упасть еще 3 пули.
We have a current bid war going on to give Ellie that high five or to leave her hanging, so get those donations in if you'd like that. We also have a $10 donation from Jojo207 saying, "Love what y'all are doing. Can't
Так,
wait
сейчас
to
будет
see the
первый файт с
last of us done
гуманоидами,
in 3
точнее,
hours
с
on
людьми.
grounded, no
С
less."
гуманоидами мы уже файтились.
Don't want to do this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep. So around 2 hours in, we get to the dam chapter, and you can choose to high five Ellie or not. That's the bid war for the day. I usually don't high-five her because it's like 2 seconds slower, but then she makes you feel really bad about it. Okay, here we go. So these two enemies. Nice job, Tess. These two enemies, they won't react if you just run right up to them. So there we go.
Вот эти парни никак не реагируют, если к ним подбежать близко. Из первого парня выпало 3 патрона, со второго иногда 1, а может быть больше.
Now the next area, there is a locked door and 3 enemies. Now, the key for the locked door belongs to one of the enemies. It's not the same enemy each time. It's whoever you kill last is the one who has the key. So we're gonna fire some bullets and punch people in a very specific way. So the last
Дальше у
guy we
нас
kill
будет 3
is
врага,
hopefully right next
с одного из которых падает
to the
ключ к закрытой двери, куда нужно, и каждый раз это ключ разного человека, то есть абсолютно рандом.
Ну, подожди, не совсем. Мне кажется, он падает только с самого последнего противника. То есть неважно, кого ты убьешь, ключ всегда падает с самого последнего противника.
I missed. I don't normally do that. All right, I have to do a backup strat now. Headshot registrations, dude. All right,
промазал.
All right, I don't know where the last guy's gonna be. Let's see. He's over there. I'm just gonna play it a little safe.
Пульку поднял, бодишот, убил.
Missed the headshot.
Бодишот.
There, he picked up that key all the way from over there. It's all right. I expect stuff like that to happen throughout the run. As long as we're good on health and ammo, I'm not worried. Right, here we go. Just keep trying to save all that ammo. There we go.
Все пытаемся сохранить наши пули. Противник идет и не стреляет по какой-то причине. Тем временем мы ранее разбирается с 2 другими. Хедшот. А, не, бодишот был. Обидно. Ладно, попробует раннер сыграть сейфово и поднимет аптечку.
I said it before. Right here. They think it hit somewhere here. Oh my gosh. Whatever. We're good on health. We didn't take any damage. We are perfect on ammo. That's all I care about right now. Okay, Wharf. I don't know how many enemies there are here. 9, I think.
9 or 10, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna run past them all. All right. Let go of sprint when you pick up this brick. Hold it back down when he stands up.
Бежим.
We get alerted, but that's part of the route. Run to the right of this guy.
Задочил.
And we are good. Perfect.
И касцена.
And there is Robert. So a little cutscene coming up here, in which Robert and his ridiculous ponytail will bite the dust because Tess has had enough of him. Don't mess with Tess. But it's also where Marlene appears. Now, she's the leader of the Fireflies, like a struggling resistance movement. And Robert, as it turns out, sold the guns to her. Now, she's not just going to give them back. She wants to trade. So she strikes a bargain with Tess and Joel. They can have the weapons and more. You'll be very generous if they smuggle something out of the city. We have no idea what that is yet.
Какой-то персонаж новый появился.
Yep. And like what I showed off
В общем,
it looked like
конфликт у этого персонажа с нашим персонажем был в том, что сделка по оружию пошла немножко не так. Они поругались и начали друг друга стрелять. Это так вот спойлер-фри объяснение.
At certain points while I'm just sprinting through an area, I stop sprinting just a little bit and then start it back up again. The stopping of the sprint lasts usually like a second, sometimes less than a second, but it just delays their alert. Also, keep this in your memory. Right now, I have nothing to craft, but once I pick up your first of something, in this case, it's a shiv, it gives me the crafting ingredients.
Нам рассказывают ранее, что показывать свой
Keep that in mind for
пустой
later,
рюкзак,
because we are
что
going
сейчас у
to
него
take
ничего нет, а теперь он возьмет предмет, которого у него
the
еще
game's
не было,
generosity with
и
that.
ему рюкзак закинет ингредиентов, чтобы создать еще один
It's kind of
такой
hard to
же,
explain. It's like
просто из
inventory
воздуха.
manipulation.
Oh, and one thing that you'll notice a little bit further into the game is certain items that we could pick up, certain weapons, we will deliberately miss them first time we encounter them. Not just weapons, but things like Molotovs and, well, not nail bombs, but what we do is we
Как он скипает касцены, под касцены же замаскированы загрузки. Ну, не всегда, не во всех играх. Но я предполагаю, что в данном случае, чтобы разработчики себя обезопасили, они просто не дают проскипать вот эти вот касцены, которые сейчас вот проходят мелкие такие. Ну и плюс это ремастер. Думаю, в ремастере проблем никаких нет с загрузкой.
Right here. Stop sprinting. Start sprinting. Swing at this guy.
Ударяем по этому мужичку.
I don't know why Joel's model just
Пробегаем
froze there.
дальше.
This might be bad.
О, нет, по нам попали.
Yeah, he was just slightly slow moving off the blocks there.
We're okay. Woo, okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Joel kind of got stuck there on the crate.
Закидываем кирпичиком в касцены, мы спасены. Фух.
All right. That's grounded.
Это
I
хорошо.
got shot once.
And that is one of the few occasions in this game where a restart encounter is what you don't want.
This way. It's not far now.
Normally I just swing at the guy and just run past. He got
How you holding up?
frozen there.
Running on fumes.
I don't know. Hopefully
Ну,
that don't
чтобы
happen
умереть здесь,
again.
как я
Health
понял, вроде
right
2
here
или 3
doesn't
выстрела
matter.
с
You can see him
пистолета
grabbing
надо.
his side.
The place is right ahead.
Один мы
Color on
словили.
my controller's still blue, so that's good. If you're like really in peril, the color on your controller will change to like yellow, orange, or red. But you
Now, the restart encounter here, because we're so far ahead of the other two, just brings them to
Сейчас
where
мы
we are.
будем рестартить снова сцену, потому что мы слишком далеко от того места, где нам нужно
Do we have
оказаться.
time for another couple quick donos?
Yes.
И магическим образом мы почти там.
Alrighty, so we have a $200 donation from Your Lags ASE saying, had to donate for one of my favorite games, doing my part so that Ellie gets a high five. Don't leave her hanging. Good luck with your run.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
We also have a $10 donation from Valyrian Paper saying, finishing cleaning the house, that's the last of dust.
Boo.
And then we also have a $50 donation from Scary Carrie saying, so glad I was able to make it for the Last of Us run. Good luck,
Ну, а так
Anthony.
проходим,
Let's
сейчас
get that
небольшой
bonus Resident
платформинг
Evil 3
будет.
remake run later on.
Yay.
All right. Thank you guys.
Oh, so here's the cargo that we're smuggling. It's a 14-year-old girl called Ellie, who she has to be taken to the Capitol building, which is outside the quarantine zone, to meet a contingent of Fireflies. Now, in that cutscene that we just skipped, we learned from Marlene that Tommy, Joel's brother, who we met earlier, was with the Fireflies for a time, and Marlene evidently holds him in very high regard, which is why she entrusts Ellie to Joel and Tess. Now, where is Tess, you might wonder? Well, Tess has gone to check with Marlene that the weapons actually exist, but in the meantime, we have to take Ellie to this safe house, which is where we are now. And in the little cutscene that comes up, Joel decides he's going to get some sleep. Ellie walks by him.
Тем временем просто рассказывают, что происходило в игре. Нас познакомили с Элли, вот с той девочкой, которой мы будем до конца игры теперь ходить. И дальше произошла следующая вещь. Наша подруга пошла проверять, существует ли вообще оружие, а Элли оставили вместе с Томми в безопасном месте. В это время Джоэли просто пошел поспать. Все.
Yeah. I trust him. A bullet must have hit it or something. Okay, how many of these generators do we use throughout the game? 4? Was it 4 or 5?
Заводим генератор.
I think so too.
В протяжении всей игры мы заведем где-то 5 или 6 генераторов. Ой, ёлки-палы.
They all turn on when you pull it 3 times. I love video game logic.
Чуть монитор не уронил.
Coming up here. All this little stuff, you know, it adds up over the course of 3 hours.
How long is this all gonna take?
So right here, if you hit triangle, if you hold down triangle when you start climbing this ladder and point the camera up, you can hit the triangle prompt at the bottom of the ladder instead of climbing all the way up to trigger
На
this
этой
in-game
лестнице,
cutscene here.
если мы будем нажимать треугольник на самом ее
Big
краю
mistake by Joel here. You see
и
those two soldiers
а,
just disappearing off the truck?
делаем еще
Joel
манипуляцию,
thinks that
то
they've
вместо того,
gone.
чтобы лезть по всей этой лестнице, мы
Bad
сразу
call,
запустим
Joel.
кат-сцену.
Go, kid.
Very bad.
Watch your
All
step.
right, up. This area is called the outside, but the area after this is called the downtown building, and that's where the run really starts picking up.
Ран официально начался.
I'm actually outside.
So, we're about to go through this truck
Спустя
here
30 минут и
and
после
get
того, как мы подняли
covered
Элли,
by these, two soldiers.
ран начался.
Just here we
And
go.
and being reasonable people, we killed them. Now, one of the two soldiers that we just killed was carrying a
по голове получили.
handheld scanner, which shows whether or not
Или не
the person
получили.
is infected.
Там
Now,
ничего
Ellie
интересного,
has
они просто
returned
в катсцене
positive,
разберутся с
but
двумя
she
солдатами и
claims
пойдут дальше.
She was bitten 3 weeks ago, so somehow she's immune, because turning usually takes a few days. But Joel isn't buying it. The conversation has been cut short because one of the soldiers radioed for backup, and it's arrived, so we're running.
Yep, just gotta run. You don't have to kill anybody. There are a lot of sections where you have to kill everybody in order to progress, and others where
У раннера
you can
нет
just run
цели
through. So we're
резать
gonna take
всех
advantage of
подряд.
those
У него,
sections
наоборот,
and save our ammo.
рассчитан ран на то, чтобы он как можно быстрее их
Corner
пробегал,
jump is very tricky.
вообще ни с кем не
But
взаимодействовал
it's important to get it because it
и
changes
просто
what
мчал
these
к
guys do,
своей
'cause now
мечте,
Joel can sprint.
скипал еще
If he
одной
hadn't
кат-сцены.
made the jump,
Ну,
if he
потому
grabs
что
onto the ledge
энкаунтеры
or
работают
something,
здесь
it
как?
changes the
В некоторых
timing.
энкаунтерах обязательно
Yeah, if you
всех
wanna
убить, в
crouch
некоторых не
underneath their
обязательно.
flashlights,
Соответственно,
like
когда не обязательно, мы
skimming by,
пробегаем дальше.
and then you can just
Если
run
нужно
right
убивать,
past.
ну,
If you mess up the jump,
делаем свою работу.
like Dino said, it affects their flashlight. All right, one more stretch of soldiers. Sometimes I take damage here.
Пробегаем через солдатов. Иногда
We'll see what
раннер тут
happens. We need to get a brick as well.
получает немножко урона. Но не в этом
Go
случае.
Looks good.
They didn't even fire a bullet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Очень хорошо, они
Must
даже
have
не
a safety
выстрелили
on
ни
their guns
разу.
or something. Perfect split. Nice.
Идеальный сплит.
These very intelligent soldiers here cannot see Joel's flashlight.
Эти очень интеллигентные солдаты не видят
You can't
фонарик
shoot at
Джоэля.
them, but normally human enemies can see your flashlight.
А обычно они могут.
They nothing with those
Но
guys.
эти конкретно не могут.
Nothing at all.
Okay, another cutscene coming up in just at the end of this, where this gate is ahead of us. So Ellie explains that Firefly's doctors, in some location that she's not aware of, are hoping to use her apparent immunity to create the vaccine. Joel is not interested. He just wants to go back. But Tess persuades him. She says that, you know, they've come this far.
Тем временем, пока
Let's
нам
just
рассказывают,
finish it. So we're
что
gonna carry on to
Элли-то,
the
оказывается,
Capitol building now.
инфицирована, и Тесс об этом уже знает, и Джоэль во все это вообще не хотел ввязываться, но она его уламывает, типа, ну ладно, ты, типа, так уже далеко зашел, давай ее до Капитолия проводишь, все у тебя будет хорошо.
This entire town here was bombed.
How the tables have turned.
So we gotta cut through buildings in order to get to where we need to go. This building here is on
Да
an
ладно,
angle,
чё ты там?
clearly,
Ну, проводишь ее до Капитолия. Чё тебе,
and
сложно, что ли?
full of infected. So this is where we start having like infected enemy encounters.
Если бы он только
throws you
знал,
right in
куда
there.
его потом занесет.
But we still have a
Да, если бы
little
он
bit
только
of
знал, что его самым
time
любимым
before we
спортом
get
будет
there.
гольф.
Let me explain
Oof.
the inventory manipulation that I was talking about. So again, when I picked up that shiv earlier, it gave me the crafting, because it was the first one that I picked up, it gave me the crafting ingredients to craft another one of whatever it is that I picked up, because it was the first. Yeah, shivs, medkits, molotovs, stuff like that. So throughout this downtown building, the game is going to be placing
Я не
medkits
совсем
in our
уверен,
way.
что трогать заразные, но как бы несмотря на то, что мертвые, но все еще заразные тела, инфицированные голыми руками, отличная идея. Так что если вдруг каким-то чудом вам предложат потрогать что-то подобное, отказывайтесь.
So what we want to do is delay picking up what the game thinks is our first med kit. The one in the
Блин, жалко,
slums
нельзя
didn't count because that didn't introduce us to
известную
crafting.
проблему в
Anthony, hold
мире
your controller
шутить.
up because you don't need the square prompt. Thought I'd just remind you.
В этой касцене не нужно нажимать на квадрат. Это бесполезно, это не нужно.
Naughty Dog's lying to you there. It's not actually a QTE. Some are, some aren't. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by that clicker. Well, speaking of which, you can't tell on the heads-up display. Joel has 5 bars of health. That clicker did 2 bars of damage. So now I only have 3 bars of health, which is very inconvenient.
Тем временем этот самый зомби, который не зомби, а кликер, продамажил нам 2 хита из 3, которые мы можем принять. Соответственно, до самого Капитолия нужно быть уже аккуратным, много урона ловить просто нельзя. Ну как, много вообще, в принципе, урон теперь ловить нельзя.
What else? Yes, after certain chapters, you get all of your health back. In this game, off the top of my
После
head,
начала новой главы наше здоровье будет полностью восстановлено. Так думает игра.
После некоторых глав.
Да, теперь он их начал перечислять.
Да. После Капитолия, после дамбы, после ранчо, ну, когда ближе к концу.
Probably leads you to believe that the clicker is the second stage of infection. It's not. It's actually the third. The second is called the stalker, but we don't meet those very often. But the first time we meet the stalker is.
Да, вот жили 5 хитов, и в этой катсцене, которая сейчас вот играла, в которой не нужно на самом деле нажимать квадрат, а кликер сожрал 2 бара.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And then the sewers. Also, pay no attention to the fact that a 14-year-old girl just saved a 20-year veteran of the apocalypse. Just pretend you didn't see that. Companions get plus signs, and if they fill in, it's game over. But if you hit a certain mark, they spawn next to you. Okay, we'll talk more about the inventory stuff later. This is a pretty difficult fight. There's 4 runners and 1 clicker. Now, something very convenient with this game is if you throw a brick or a bottle at a runner or a human and you swing a melee weapon at them, it's an insta-kill. So we are going to take advantage of that. There's also a revolver in our way and a med kit. We're not going to pick up either of those because, again, he looks at it for a really long time. It wastes like 15 seconds to pick it up here.
Также здесь есть патроны и аптечка, но мы поднимать не будем, потому что это тратит очень много времени, примерно 15 секунд.
I remember my first time on this. I think it took me an hour to get through this. So, bearing in mind, an hour.
Бум. Бум, бум. Дабл килл. Хорошо, хорошо. Теперь, собственно, кликера. Все, забили кликера. Пичком этого поймаем. Отлично, давай. Ух, хорошо. Отлично.
Там зомби немножко застревает в текстурах. Раннер такой, я здесь. Да нет же, здесь я. Сами понимаете. Примерно так прокладываются пути на PlayStation 3.
Отличный файт. Прям вот я надеюсь, что все дальше вот так вот и будет вот прям. Кстати, помимо этого объясняли по лору, почему, точнее не по лору, а в игре говорит, что кликер это 2-я стадия. На самом деле кликер уже вот с этой главой, который кликает, это 3-я стадия. Что 2-я стадия это раннеры, вот который сейчас вот последний противник был. Они кричат и бегут на персонажа.
Get our first med kit. So that restart encounter right there is skipping Tess giving us a med kit. The game is just like, Anthony, will you please pick up a med kit? And I'm just like, no, I don't think so.
Now, we're coming up to one of the first. Well, probably
мы пропустили, там какие-то мемы про аптечку были.
Ничего не знаю.
Isn't that a glitch? So, Anthony, explain why using the brick and almost causing the alert and the clicker not spawning in is not a glitch.
Yes. Okay, first we gotta get some stuff. There's a Molotov, but we're going to pick it up over here because you don't have to spend all day looking at it. Now, yes, there is something here. When you enter this area, there's supposed to be a clicker underneath the ladder that leads to the outside.
Заходишь
But
в
it turns out if you get
территорию,
alerted before the halfway point in this area,
у тебя
the
должен
clicker never
заспавниться
spawns in.
кликер
So what
под
we do is
лестницей.
we almost get alerted, and that prevents the clicker from ever spawning in.
Но если
So it's not a
почти
despawn,
поймать
which
алерт
is
режим,
probably the
то
reason why
кликер не
it's
спавнится. То есть это
accepted as
получается
not
эдакий
being a
диспаун
glitch.
кликера.
Yes, it is a spawn prevention.
Отмена спауна. И это не считается гличом.
Do we have time for a couple donations here?
Yes, yes you do.
Alrighty, we have a $25 donation from Marco91 saying, "Hi Aunt, my donation for seeing you high five Ellie for once." Smiley face. I hope Bill won't give you too much trouble.
Да, игра
later,
навязывала
and good
тогда
luck
вот
on the run.
аптечку взять, но он ее не поднимал, потому что это
We
занимает
also
время.
have a $25 donation from Cookie Jack saying, "Good luck on The Last of Us, Aunt. The Ant Colony
Сейчас мы
Discord
скрафтим
is cheering you
молотов.
on and standing by with plenty of towels."
Inside joke.
Подскажите, что за тема с High Five Элли? Это то же самое, что
It's about...
Kill All Animals, Save Animals в Метроиде. Просто вот небольшой момент, который особо не влияет на продолжение сюжета игры, но если ты хай-файвнешь, это отнимает там несколько секунд. Да.
Сейчас мы будем убивать землю с целью специально загрить на убитую землю 3 раннеров, чтобы незаметно пробежать мимо них, не тратить на них ни патроны, ни силы, ни время.
Okay.
So if you put that crate in their line of sight, they don't see Joel.
Отлично.
They don't care that the crate's moving. They only care about Joel, and since they can't see him, no alert. All right, that was a good downtown. Very nice. So I had a bit of a hard time explaining that. Molotovs and medkits require the same crafting ingredients. And
Вдумчиво
again, you
дергает
get
за
a full thing in
цепочку.
your inventory.
Кстати, забавный
The
момент.
first one you pick up, and
Коктейли
if that
Молотова и
inventory is
аптечки
already empty.
требуют
So
одинаковые
what we want to
ингредиенты.
do to get an extra Molotov throughout the run is pick up a Molotov before you pick up your first med kit and craft a Molotov. So now we have 2 Molotovs and we haven't picked up our first med kit yet. So because our inventory is empty, we're gonna get another thing of rags and alcohol, which we'll use for another Molotov.
I hope everybody was taking notice of that. I'll be asking
Так вот, еще одна
questions
причина,
later.
почему мы не поднимали до сих пор аптечку, потому что когда вы поднимаете предмет, как уже раньше объяснял
Okay, this is a
мой сокомментатор,
I'll
вы
explain it.
получаете
This is a very
дополнительно набор
specific
ресурсов, чтобы скрафтить еще один предмет. Это как аптечка и молотов требуют одно и то же, одни и те же предметы для крафта.
because Joel can
Мы
actually
поднимем
run
аптечку
through
чуть
here.
попозже и скрафтим еще один
Another
молотов.
section where you don't have to kill anybody. Also, again, that med kit is there only because we didn't pick one up prior. Once you pick up your first one, they all despawn later on.
Так вот,
So in the-
эти
in
аптечки
this
здесь
corridor,
появляются
we're
чисто
looking for
потому,
a clicker
что
to be
мы
very
не поднимали
slightly
все аптечки,
flat-footed,
которые
but
были
it's so
до
hard
этого
to
момента.
spot.
Если бы мы подняли тогда первую аптечку, они бы все задиспавнились.
So this clicker, as soon as he becomes flat-footed and starts like twitching a little, like right there, start your sprint and run past. And we're good.
Ну, там небольшие стратки по поводу того, как проходить это место,
Let's see what
как
he does.
свечить агро у кликера.
Alright, he's in the middle of
Даем
the hallway. That's good.
этому
Sometimes
кликеру
he
по
can push
голове.
you against the wall, like as soon as you open the door.
Передвигаем в
Quite
касцену.
annoying.
Безопасность.
Now, as we run through this section here, there are 3 windows to jump through. Ellie will get grabbed, get a plus sign. If you jump through the right-hand window, that plus sign will not go away. But middle or left, there you see, it's gone.
Тут мем в том, что если пробежать через окно, которое ближе к этому проходу, через которое вышел Джоэл, правое окно получается, то вот это плюс значок плюсика, он обозначает, что нужно поднять своего товарища. Он бы так и остался, если бы мы вышли через правое окно. Но если через центральное или левое окно, то он пропадает, и, соответственно, можно идти дальше спокойнее.
But when it finishes, Joel looks at his broken watch, and he's kind of evidently seeing Sarah in Ellie, which is what this game is all about, to a large extent. And it's Tess who has to snap him out of it and say, "Come on, let's go."
Yep.
There's a lot that happens in the next cutscene as well, so maybe I should just kind of describe it because we're just jogging to it. That's all.
Yep. There's the capital.
But I'll start by pointing out that we are still being chased by the soldiers. But we get into the Capitol building, the contingent of Fireflies is dead, and that they haven't left any kind of clue about where they were supposed to take Ellie. And Joel really does want to give up and go back at this point. But it turns out that back in the museum, Tess got bitten by one of the infected. We think it's that one by the door as Joel bursts through. So she tells Joel to get Ellie to Tommy. Remember, he was a Firefly, so he'd probably know where they're based. But as she does that, soldiers arrive, but she stays behind. She doesn't want to turn, so she's buying some time now by trying to hold the soldiers off to give these two time to escape.
If you can hear it really briefly. Sacrifices herself so we can get...
Тем временем мы пропустили кат-сцену, которой Тесс показала, что она заражена. Она пожертвовала собой, чтобы мы пробежали дальше. Прощай, Тесс. Приятно познакомиться. Вкусный чай.
Further into the room, which spawned enemies, so I was able to pick it up without looking at it. Come on, no damage. Nice. All right, just run past those guys.
Пролетели, не получили урона, замечательно. Замечательно.
There's a faster one, but it's way more risky. I'm doing marathon safe stuff here. All right, let's see what we get here. He's walking towards us. That's good.
Ну, проходим через бандитов незамеченными, профессионально.
Oh, he might spot me.
Никто нас не обнаружил. И спускаемся в метро.
No, we're good. All right. Whew. That's the capital.
Отлично. Это был Капитолий.
So there's a couple different things of RNG that can happen there when you get to the bottom floor. When you're going through that
Если вы не помните, то после этого эпизода у нас будет 5 полосочек здоровья.
If he's walking towards you, you can go into the room to the right. But sometimes he can walk into that room to the right and another enemy walks towards you. So what you got to do is go down the middle, punch the guy, and then just run towards the exit.
I wasn't lying to you.
So that was good RNG from the game. All right, there are these two guys, though. Sometimes they can hear us.
В общем, ранее рассказал Страту, что тут несколько человек, и один из них остается постоять, и все, что нам нужно сделать, это пробежать между ними посередине дальше. Все.
I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think I've taken... I don't know why I'm going to say this. I don't think I've taken any damage so far this run. Of course, now, the RNG gods, they just heard me. I don't know why I said
Пока что за этот ран раннер не получил ни одна... В общем, урона не получил, это хорошо. Ну, так как он это огласил, соответственно, боги РНГ сейчас это переправят. Нет, я имею в виду после начала, после катсцены.
Joel is hoping that Bill can fix them up with a car because they're going to need it. We don't know where Tommy lives. Probably think that Joel does, but it's evidently a long way from Boston, so we can't get there by walking.
Насколько я помню, он сейчас таскает Элли над водой, потому что Элли слегка не умеет плавать. Но я могу ошибаться.
Дефолтная тема.
Да, это в принципе интуитивно было понятно. Ладно.
Just ignore me.
Do we have time to read a couple donations?
Yes.
Alrighty, we have a $50 donation from Amber is Rad saying, "The Last of Us at GDQ, that is amazing. Good luck, Ant. Awesome commentary as always by Dino. Chat always loves his voice. Let's high five Ellie today."
Thank you, Amber.
Thanks, Amber.
We also have a $100 donation from Tim Rock saying, "Oh, you know we are high-fiving Ellie. Ant Colony represent."
Yeah.
Tim.
We
И вот
also
нам
have a
показали дамбу,
$25
собственно,
donation
куда мы
from Michael
направляемся.
Caliber saying, "Good luck, Anthony. So proud of you."
Насколько я помню, там
Thanks. That's my
должен быть
brother.
какой-то лагерь дружелюбных людей
Thanks, Mikey.
с лошадками.
All right, here we are in Billstown. Now, the whole inventory manipulation with the Molotov and the medkit, it also applies here. But this time, it's with nail bombs and a modded melee weapon. So, what you want to do is delay picking up a modded melee weapon, because that will give you a full thing of blades and binding. And wait until you pick up your first nail bomb, which will give you a full thing of blades and explosives. And craft another nail bomb that the game gives you, because you were empty on inventory with that. And then you can pick
Тем
up a
временем
modded
Райнер
weapon
рассказывает,
after
что
that,
теперь у нас
which
появится
I
в
believe will
будущем
give you the
очень-очень
supplies to craft
скоро
another modded
бомба с
weapon
гвоздями и
much
улучшение на
later on in the
оружие.
game. My brain
Что того,
hurts.
что нам дадут,
Make sure you
причем когда
place
нам
that.
дадут
Make sure you place that plank
вторую
as
бомбу,
far
мы
into
захотим
the
сделать
corner
еще
as
одну,
you
потому
can,
что на тот
or
момент мы
Joel
будем
will
пусты.
just make the decision to place it kind of in the middle of the wall. Waste a load of time.
Okay, I like this strat coming up here. It's the Ellie whistle strat. So we come over here, go down here. We get this little sound glitch here. It's just something that happens. The sound just keeps skipping and skipping. Now what you want to do is spend like an extra second in this room than you normally would. And as a
Incidentally,
result,
sometimes that
Немножко сломался звук в этом месте.
that door doesn't
Ну,
spawn in.
так бывает в
Sometimes.
этом месте, опять же.
Weird.
yeah,
Иногда,
sometimes it
очень
doesn't.
редко.
Ellie's trying to whistle. A little slow.
I'm trying to learn how to whistle.
You don't know how to whistle.
All right, we're still good. So what happens there? If you stay in that building long enough, you trigger the dialogue that's supposed to happen in there, but when you bring it out here, it skips a bunch more dialogue. So
Если
you can boost
достаточно
Ellie
долго
up, like, right
находиться
away.
в
Takes
здании,
like 7
Why did
seconds.
то это вынудит игру
why did you
начать
fire a
людей
gun?
разговаривать с нами
I'm
много
just
хотеть.
wasting all that ammo, right?
А нам этого не надо, поэтому
Yeah.
запуливаем
Well,
Элли через
that's the
забор,
question I get asked the
и
most.
диалога становится в разы меньше.
There were 2 clickers behind us, and it was just so we could sprint that little bit right there. Also, revolver ammo is not super important right now.
Да,
because
выстрелили
after
мы за
we
тем, чтобы
fall
немножко
victim to
пробежаться
Bill's
чуть
trap,
подальше,
we
потому что
leave
этим
that area
выстрелом мы
with a bunch of revolver ammo, so
затриггерили
it makes sense to use all of
кликеров,
it right now.
ну и пробежали.
Okay.
He lives far from
Okay, next clever
Сейчас у нас
exploit
будет
coming up here. Ellie is
дефолтные
we're gonna
моменты
use a
из
ladder to get on top of this
мемов про
truck
The Last
and
of
place
Us,
a plank. What
где
would
Элли
usually
заходит
happen
просто в растяжку
is
в
that we would then
тупую.
have to wait for Ellie to follow us across. But there's a
И
quicker
само
way, isn't
собой
there, Anthony?
ничего не
Yes,
происходит.
there is. There's always a quicker way. Well, there's an even faster way, but that's not allowed in glitchless.
Ну, это не первая, не последняя растяжка, я
What you
думаю.
do is you pick up this plank and you place it as far to the right as you can.
Just watch your
Wait until it transitions from press triangle to place. There we go. And now Ellie's supposed to cross this with us. We're just gonna pick it up from the other side. Ellie still gets up here, but we don't have to wait for her to cross it. Saves like 5
Есть небольшой
seconds.
скрипчик, мы кладем доску конкретно к краю соседнего домика,
Now
соседнего
we need to get rid of a couple nail
сооружения,
bombs in our
точнее,
way. I think this is actually
и
a pretty good time for a
перебегаем,
couple more
сразу же поднимаем,
donations.
и нам не нужно будет ждать Элли, чтобы она
Sounds good. We
перебежала по
have
доске.
a $200 donation from Zemeon saying,
Да,
longtime fan of
это,
games
собственно,
done quick,
сэкономит
keep
порядка
up the
5
good
секунд.
work.
Nice.
Very nice.
We also have a $50 donation from Crooked Spin 245 saying,
Crooked.
"Hey, and Andrew here, aka Crooked Spin. Good luck on your run. Happy I can catch it live. Thank you for helping support such a great charity with your speed running talents. Maybe next year we can see you do part 2 in a marathon."
get there.
Maybe.
You let me
A
do
lot of work still to be done with that. Crooked worked on The Last of Us 2. He had a lot to do with the infected in part 2, the entire game. Very cool stuff. So thanks, Crooked.
We also have a $20 donation from Yiggy's saying, "The Last of Us is one of my favorite games I've ever played, and it makes me so
А так
happy to
даже
donate
и
to the
неплохо
incentive
вверх
and
ногами
also
выглядит игра
support
на самом
Doctors
деле
Without
для
Borders.
13-го
Good
года.
luck to the runner."
that fridge. It looks like that's a counterweight.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, so right here, we're trapped here until Ellie can cut us down. and runners and clickers are going to come running towards us. Now, on easy, normal, hard, and survivor, if a runner catches up to you, you just mash square, punch it off you, and you get a free headshot. On grounded, even
Райан
if it's
сейчас
just a runner, it
рассказывает,
kills you.
что мы подвешены
So, we
немножко,
really
пока
gotta
нас
hold
не
these guys
освободит
off.
Элли
2
из-за
bullets to
капкана.
kill a runner, 4 to
Сейчас
kill a
будут
clicker.
бежать
Just memorize their
зараженные,
spawns
и в
and
обычных режимах простых они
open fire.
просто набегают на тебя, ты их отталкиваешь и
Joel
в
effectively
халяву
has
застреливаешь
unlimited
их, пока
ammo
они
in this section, but it's still
в состоянии
important how
стагера,
many
так
shots
скажем.
we actually use.
А на этой
What we want to do
сложности
here
такой
is
возможности нет,
maximize how many
придется их просто
shots
убивать.
we come out with. The ideal is 15 or 16, but we need to get the shots.
Very nice. All right, that's it for the first wave. Now this looks like a
Первая волна
refrigerator
прошла.
is going to fall down, and Joel will be hoisted up even higher. So we're safe, but now we need to protect Ellie. Now, yes, there is a trick that we do here. Normally, you leave this fight with anywhere from 11 to 13 revolver bullets, but we can do something that allows us to leave with more.
Damn it.
Если я все правильно понял, то для этой катсцены нам еще 18 патронов подкидывает. И с этим связан какой-то трик, с помощью которого он получит еще больше патронов.
Reload. Now, that was the last enemy in the section. It was a clicker. So I shot it 3 times. I reloaded the gun. And that should give us a lot more ammo leaving the section.
Да, он нарочно 3 раза перезарядил свой револьвер, чтобы якобы потратить больше снарядов, чтобы быстрее закончилась эта сцена.
That's nice. 16 revolver bullets. That's perfect. You can get 17, but we don't know why that happens. 16 is very consistent, though. All right, use this time to craft whatever we need here.
Which way?
And we're just going to run through this building to the next cutscene, which will only take a few seconds, but there's just a little bit to say about it. Bill is as unfriendly as Joel says, and he certainly does not like Ellie. But he also doesn't have a car. So we're going to join him, or we're going to follow him to find some parts that will allow him at least to get the car running. First, we are going to... He has a little armory a little way from here. So we're going to get some new weapons. We're going to be introduced to a shotgun and the nail bomb. But first, we have to make sure that we can get ahead of Bill up these stairs.
В общем, мы встретили, так сказать, своих временных друзей, которым не нравится Элли. Ну, а с Джоэлем вроде у них все нормально пока.
Bill is kind of slow, so please get out of my way. Thank you. Oh, he was polite there. So yeah, we could have picked up the bow earlier, but again, he just would have looked at it for like 5-6 seconds, so we can just pick it up right here.
What are you delivering?
And it's just in our inventory. All right, this next area is very important. I do it first try, because if I die, the game like eats the supplies that I use. It doesn't give them back. Okay, so there's what, 4 runners and a clicker? There's a nail bomb on the ground. There's a nail bomb on the ground, and it doesn't become active until I'm alerted. Now that Molotov is gonna draw them all around the nail bomb.
Собираем, короче, всех ближайших кликеров в одном месте молотовом, ждем и подрываем бомбу с гвоздями.
Oh my, okay, this is really bad. I'm just gonna play it safe. All right, where's another brick I can use? All right, Bill killed it. That was horrible. No other way around it. That was really bad.
Получилось не очень.
Yeah, it was that clicker that ended up behind the car where you are now.
Yep. They're just supposed to
really spoiled it.
Yeah, they're trying to get around here, but they got caught on this car and just went this way. Bad. How many hits did I use on the pipe? That's important.
I'm going to say 2. I might be wrong.
No, I think I just used 1. No, I think I just used 1.
Ah, okay.
That means I have... I'm not forgetting anything, am I? Reloaded. I'm going to have to compensate for that rifle bullet later. That's okay. I'm good on pistol ammo, so that's going to help me a lot. Okay, we need to keep track...
We're here to...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, okay, so what we're doing here is we're gearing up.
Получаем свой
Emma wants to
дробовик.
gear up as well, but Joel says no. So she's busying herself by rummaging through some of Bill's belongings. In the meantime, we do learn a little about Bill here. He's a complete loner. He even describes his former partner as, well...
И сейчас будет опущена вторая бомба.
But now, there we go. We got our nail bomb.
Yep, so now we can pick up a modded weapon later and get the supplies that we need. Okay, now I need to remember how many hits I have left in my pipe.
And remember, we have no HUD to tell us.
You gotta keep track in here. So normally it has 9. We used once, and now we have 8. The reason we need to keep track is we're gonna do a trick outside the high school later on. And it involves a broken melee weapon. We'll talk about that later, though. Here, we need to get there first. Bill,
Здесь нам обязательно нужно пропустить его вперед нас.
I'm not going to use a rude word. Go on.
No.
Bill can be pretty useless at this section.
Yes, that's being kind. He's not a useful companion. He might surprise us, but it's the plus signs. If he gets a plus sign here, we got to redo the section. So it's just a bunch of clickers in our way. We just got to make our way past in a pretty specific way. But here we go. We're going to be counting the hits.
Здесь
8,
будет 8
7.
кликеров. Побежим мы немножко по-особенному.
Already killed it.
Oh,
6,
he'll make up for it.
5, 4.
Упси. Я думал, он кликер считает, а он считает удары. Извиняюсь.
Beautiful, and I got the bullet back. Very nice. Get this. That was perfect. All right, hold on. I need to gear here.
Бросаем кирпич, чтобы отвлечь внимание.
We distract these runners and swing a pipe at this runner. So hopefully no infected. Oh, we got 1. We have 2. Okay.
У трубы осталось 3 удара.
Oh, I got 1 chasing me. Wait. All right, I'm just... Come here. Whatever. All right, that failed miserably, but we have all our health. We're good on supplies. That's all right.
So I make that 2 hits left on the pipe?
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I was aware of that. I picked up the arrows, right? Yes, I did. Okay. I need the arrows there. What was supposed to happen was no infected. We're supposed to spawn over here, and then 1 followed us. We had to kill an extra 3 runners compared to.
Побежим сейчас мимо всех этих раннеров, потому что мы скорость.
When I'm doing like record attempts, there's the plus sign. He's fine though. When I'm doing record attempts, I think we're good. This section in Live Split is called Rip Run. Ironically enough, the section in this game is called Graveyard, and I feel that's very poetic in a way. Not enough gravestones to count how many runs that I've lost here. Okay, outside the high school. So what we're gonna do is use the 2 hits on our almost broken pipe. We're gonna break the melee weapon, then we're gonna switch to a gun. He's gonna drop the gun instead of the
Сейчас будет интересный
game's
глич,
going to compensate us with a lot more
который даже
shotgun
за глич в этой почему-то не считается категорией. В общем, у нас осталось 2 удара на трубе. Мы хотим ее разбить, но в последний момент поменять разбитую трубу на оружие, и тогда игра вместо сломанной пайпы трубы выбросит нам патроны для оружия, на которые мы переключились. В нашем случае это дробовик.
Oh, I thought you might have got the 2 for 1 there. Unlucky.
Almost. Oh my god!
Wow,
look at this game right now.
Ой-ой-ой, как же неаккуратно.
That wasn't that much health
Такого быть не
lost.
должно было.
I'm just gonna do a slow kill animation. Look at this game. They drop anything? Let me just double check. Nah. All right. Like I said, rip run.
How do we get inside?
All right. I'm pretty sure we did get compensated with a lot of shotgun ammo. There should be a drop of 3 over there. I got pushed against the wall and then grabbed. Back to back.
It's like you were already attacking the one on the right and got grabbed by the one on the left while you were doing that.
I know. It's so weird because they push you against a wall, but you can see this thing's about as high as my waist. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, we just need to get to the hood of the truck.
There's the truck, buried in the wall. That's supposed to have the battery, but it doesn't. Bill opens the hood, and the battery
И
has
мы
gone.
сбежали.
However, Bill does know who took it, but
Но ненадолго, потому что сейчас будет одна из тех сцен, которые мне лично запомнились. Это драка с зараженным 4-й стадии, огромным, жирным, разлагающимся не зомби, инфицированным.
Now pay attention to our supplies here. We used up all their stuff, and we get it all back. This is the spot I was explaining to you earlier about. Once you kill all those enemies and hit the triangle prompt here, sometimes you can soft lock the area.
В общем, что сейчас произошло? Ранее рассказывает, он перезапустил специально вот эту сцену. В некоторых моментах, когда мы нажимаем треугольник, а игры не остается других моментов, кроме как софтлокнуть эту сцену. И, в общем, что получается в итоге? Мы перезапускаем ее, и нам возвращаются наши припасы, которые мы тратили на этой сцене, соответственно. Ну, а вот и, собственно, зараженный 4-й стадии. Все, конец.
Про квиксвап ты объяснял?
А про квиксвап со сломанной пайпой?
Нет, про то, что почему он так быстро стрелял сейчас.
Нет, не разъяснял.
Ну, в общем, квиксвап работает как вот от слова от названия квиксвап. Раннер стреляет, переключается на револьвер и обратно, и у него канцелится анимация, и, соответственно, стреляет быстрее, скорострельность увеличивается.
Wow. Will you get trolled? Will you get trolled with the drop?
I didn't kill the one. Let's see. Oh, I got one. Nice.
Yeah, I'll do. Very nice.
So again, the strat there was to kill the one in front, then injure the one in the back, but I ended up not killing the one in the front. It just delays the spawn of the third one. That's all.
The strat here is to make sure that you jump off this roof ahead of Bill. Yeah, we're good.
He can run surprisingly very fast.
Стратегия здесь заключается в том, что нужно быстрее Билла спрыгнуть вперед. Потому что если не пробежать встречу он займет лестницу, и нужно будет убивать раннеров.
Now, in the garage, Ellie has found a car complete with the battery taken by Frank. She's tried turning the engine, but it won't start. So here we are. We're about to push.
Тем временем мы добрались до машины. Я специально умолчал, но поймите правильно, друзья не стали Джоли только потому, что у них есть машина. Учитесь выживать. На самом деле, так бы он их, скорее всего, просто бы либо перебил, либо сбежал бы при первой возможности.
Shoot the clicker as soon as he spawns in, and that prevents the spawn of the two other runners in this first wave.
Здесь мы убиваем кликера сразу же, и если мы убьем достаточно быстро, он предотвращает спаун двух раннеров.
Almost didn't stop walking. Okay, I'm going to try for the truck push. It is a one-frame perfect trick. I'll let you know if I got it. If not, I'm just going to take these guys out. Shoot. I'm just gonna... Alright, I definitely did not get it. Man, the shotgun does not do that much damage. Alright, 4 more enemies.
Еще 4 противника.
To be fair, on a world record run, it's actually a little bit disappointing if you do get the truck push, and that is the reason why you get the world record, because it's you really can't control it. It will either happen or it won't.
Yep. What ends up happening is you stop pushing the truck the exact same frame as Bill, and the truck pushes itself down the hill. Highly specific, but believe me, a lot of people have actually gotten it without realizing it.
Big cutscene coming up now. Not really too much that we need to say, but we're taking a long drive into Pittsburgh. Now, as we arrive, we fall into a trap set by hunters. Now, they're like a brutal
Мы тут немножко пропускаем кат-сцену. В общем, нас поймали охотники, мы врезались в нашей машине, и теперь у нас проблемы.
And then find out if their victims were carrying anything useful. But these are hunters.
They're not friendly.
Это охотники, и они недружелюбны.
This is just so you're not asleep at the wheel. This is a square prompt you do have to hit. This guy also is not friendly. I'm gonna try being nice first. Excuse me, sir. Could you please stop? Excuse me, sir.
Раннер говорит ей встать, отели, но слов нормальных он не понимает, и пришлось его научить и проучить.
All right. I can't use a rifle bullet, so this might be a little iffy. Let's see. I asked nicely.
Important restart encounter here for the
no, I'm
enemy
not going to
positions.
try it.
Oh, you're not going to do
Let's
it?
See. Let's see.
Okay. Oh. Good headies.
Хороший хедшот. Я, кстати, так и не понял, почему второй парень не умер.
Okay.
Потому что это был хедшот. Ну ладно. Патронов хватило.
Now we have three more guys. Three are going to come over the bus in the background, but they're kind of on a timer.
Эти противники на таймере у нас. Отлично стрелили.
We need to end this fight with 2 rifle bullets. That was the important part, which is why I was a little worried when I had to use
В
one
этой
right before the
драке
graveyard
раннер
section.
отмечает, что
And
желательно закончить ее с 2 пулями для винтовки.
That made me have to waste a revolver bullet.
Нужно это, собственно, для того, чтобы правильно спаунились другие снаряды. Я уже рассказывал в самом начале игры. Количество оставшихся у вас в кармане снарядов влияет на спауны будущих. И то, какие они тоже.
Okay. So next thing, we don't have to worry about inventory manipulation anymore. Notice at the end of Billstown that modded bat was there. It was because I just didn't pick one up prior. So now we have smoke bombs, but we're gonna delay picking this one up so we don't have to stare at it for so long, like we've been doing.
No what? I've been on both sides.
Now coming up is it's very quick, but it's one of my favorite strats.
All right.
It's because you just like massacre these 3 people.
Так, сейчас будет одна из самых любимых страт раннера.
I use the 2 rifle bullets that we have, so then the last enemy drops the 2 rifle bullets back, so we basically kill 3 people and we didn't.
Сейчас он потратит 2 пули из винтовки, чтобы последний парень также дропнул 2 пули из винтовки, и, грубо говоря, мы ничего не теряем из этого файта.
A proper live event. Yeah, we were both there. I on a couple of occasions I did use the phrase poetry, sheer poetry. But this is one where it's absolutely true. I love this strat here. There you go.
Ну и все, и снова у нас опять два патрончика для винтовки.
А еще один из этих парней выкинул из себя алкашку, которая нам в будущем понадобится.
How many guys are there in the bookstore, do you reckon? 15?
Let's go with that. There's a lot. Stop sprinting here. Start up again here. Do a jogging leap over. Get the brick. This guy is right where he should be. Right after you throw the brick, jog, and then sprint after the brick hits him.
Бросаем, короче, кирпич на бегу, пробегаем мимо этого парня, он нам ничего не сделает. Прекрасно.
Собственно, почему это сделали? Потому что это задиспаунило 15 противников.
Alright, not a lot here. We're just gonna swap some weapons out, and that's about it. So I think now is a good time for some donations.
Sounds great. We have a $200
Косынка.
donation
Сейчас
from
донаты читают.
Brandon saying, so incredibly excited to be watching one of my favorite
200
video
баксов
games
залетело.
played during one of my favorite events of the year. Waking up at 3 a.m. all the way in Singapore is definitely worth it. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. Good luck during the run.
Tremendous.
Thank you.
We have a $50 donation from Marlene25 saying, I've been watching you for almost 5 years and I'm so proud of you for finally having this moment.
Thanks, Marlene.
We also have a $50 donation from Loki Lasher saying, congratulations on finally getting to GDQ, Anthony. Here's $50 to not high-five Ellie.
Sacrilege!
Тем временем, в очередной раз вам напомню, что вы смотрите Games Done Quick. Марафон
We have a
спидранов
$50
в
donation
формате
from
24
Timothy
часа
saying,
7 дней,
Anthony at GDQ. This is everything we've been
направленный
waiting for.
на
Also, hi
как
Dino.
развитие
Shout out to
спидранов,
the amazing Ant
так и
Colony. I love
благотворительность.
you all and always high five Ellie.
Если
Thank you,
вам
Kimmy.
не чуждо
Thanks, Kim.
благотворительность и вы хотите помочь людям,
We have
вы можете задонатить
Go ahead. It's fine.
по
Okay,
ссылкам
we got one more here. We have a
на
$25
экране
donation from Best and
или спросите в
Tamriel
чате.
saying, love The Last of Us so much
А
and
также
really
при
glad to see
определенных
it at this
донатах
event.
5,
Good luck on the rest of
25 и
your
так
run,
далее
and this goes
долларов,
to the
вы
Resident Evil 3
участвуете
bonus game.
автоматически в конкурсах на всякие
Thank
штучки,
you very much.
которые периодически показывает
Yeah, since a
волшебный
lot of
дядя в белых
donations are matching
перчатках.
it, this was my,
И порой там бывают
I think,
достаточно
10th
интересные,
time
но на
submitting this
самом
game,
деле,
and it finally got
как
in.
правило,
So, thank
дорогие
you, Games Done Quick.
реплики,
Really means
фигурки
a lot. This was,
коллекционные,
I've
handmade.
wanted this for a long time, so thank you.
В общем, как-то так.
All right, this was the spot in
Ну и
the
помимо
E3
этого, скажем так, то
2012
что
demo.
любой человек,
The
который разбирается в
hotel.
какой-либо игре,
There,
которая предстоит
this
на
area
каком-либо
definitely
большом
holds like
мероприятии,
the
может
most
также
enemies
записаться к
on
нам на
both
комментирование.
first
Если
floor,
он
second
считает то,
floor.
что он бы сейчас прокомментировал The Last of Us лучше, чем мы,
We're just gonna kill
в
one of them
принципе, вас
and
никто
go
не
right
держит, вы всегда
for
можете
the elevator shaft,
записаться,
which goes to the
как
next
бы
section. You
можете
gotta do it in
взять
a pretty
одну игру, в
specific
которую вы
way.
являетесь
So we pick up a
экспертом, никто
bottle,
вам ничего не скажет. Чем больше людей, тем веселее, тем лучше. Поэтому, если у вас
distract,
есть желание, если у вас есть возможность,
stop
если вы
sprinting
знаете
here,
игры, и
start
вы
up again
хотите
from
влиться побольше в сообщество, присоединяйтесь к
no
нам.
alert, that's good.
Мы будем рады новым лицам.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna spawn in the enemies. You can tell by the subtitles. That's the only reason we have them on. Move Ellie. And we're gonna use a bow on this guy right here. We get good RNG. Arrow didn't break, so I will gladly
На
pick that
этом
one back
парне
up.
мы юзаем лук.
Nice.
I have to say, they
И стрела
were
наша не
very,
сломалась, что
very
хорошо.
quick. Move into the rooms on the right. They can be quite slow.
Yeah, there's like two outcomes of like their movement. You need to wait until those two enemies go into their rooms, then you can just arrow that guy. Sometimes
Куда пропал
the second guy to go
второй
into his room
человек?
is like
Если
4
ты
or 5
про
seconds slower
Тимми,
than what it was
большого такого бородатого
Okay.
мужика, то все, его больше не
This
будет.
is-
Считай, он помер.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Real quick, once you, for those who don't know, once those elevator doors are open, all the enemies in the hotel despawn. So if you want to like scavenge for supplies, open the door first and then go back. Because there's nobody
Now,
left.
this is probably everybody's scariest section coming up. But it's quite amazing, you know. Once you actually know the route that you're going to take and you know what your strat is, it's very straightforward. However, when it comes to RNG, this is maybe one of the worst, if not the worst. Well, it's either the stalker room in the sewers or this, isn't it?
Тем временем грядет одна из самых нелюбимых секций у большинства народа в этой игре.
Да, я пока отвечу на вопрос в чате. А если список игр, которые ты знаешь очень мало, и их ранят не очень активно, то стоит к вам встречаться, знаешь, как, точнее, знаешь, как бегать. Соответственно, если в расписании имеется, ну, предварительно всегда скидывается расписание игр, которые будет на марафоне. После этого мы к марафону объявляем набор комментаторов. Соответственно, если есть игра, которую вы знаете, вы всегда можете записаться.
Мы бы на самом деле настаивали, если вы не боитесь рассказывать и можете рассказать хорошо, чтобы вы это делали.
Once you're under attack, don't even think about trying to draw a weapon.
Okay, but there's also a bloater down here, and we're gonna manipulate him a little bit.
Здесь даже дело не в том, что есть особый какой-то важный критерий того, что вы знаете игру. Если вы не боитесь поговорить в микрофон какое-то время, было бы замечательно, особенно если у вас есть куча свободного времени. Потому что некоторые люди, они имеют работу, и, допустим, мне ночью комментировать неудобно, потому что мне завтра вставать в 6 утра. Поэтому, если у вас есть возможность, было бы вообще очень круто.
Now what we're gonna do, sprint around the bottom floor, like so. Gonna get the brick. Gonna get the key card. Give a little bit of time for some stalkers to move by to the right. There's the bloater down there. There's one right there, but we move past. And that is a perfect hotel basement.
Окей, как научиться хорошо рассказывать про игру? Нужно быть раннером или достаточно хорошо разобраться в ранах на ютубе? Ну, собственно, если тебе игра импонирует, если она тебе нравится, ты после того, как посмотришь ран, после того, как посмотришь гайды, ты уже более-менее начинаешь в ней разбираться. И во время комментирования, если эта игра будет на марафоне, ты сможешь спокойно о ней рассказать. Как бы не обязательно быть конкретно раннером какой-либо игры. Если вы в ней что-то понимаете, если вы можете что-то рассказать, или, допустим, вы достаточно хорошо знаете английский язык, чтобы более-менее в лайве переводить то, что говорит раннер, как мы сейчас пытаемся это сделать, но этого, в принципе, достаточно.
Ellie will come to the rescue here, and she'll kill this attacker. And there's a short scene where she finally challenges Joel's kind of lack of gratitude for the way that he helps her out. She just saved his life.
Тем временем демонстрация того, что здесь на самом деле Кутей ничего не решит, все равно пойдет Элли и всех спасет.
I don't know, 5 minutes or so. That her dialogue is a little bit belligerent.
Brutal.
Savage.
She deserves more credit.
Yeah, she saves us here in the cutscene. Okay.
The big one.
This is the big one. Normally there are like groups of, I don't know, a dozen or more enemies that we can just run past. Here there are, depending on if I can nail a trick, there's anywhere from 13 to 15 human enemies.
Так. Дальше тут будет большой файт от 13 до 15 противников. Это как раз то, что я ждал. Можно включать BFG Division или One Thing They Fear Is You. И начнется мясо.
Now the reason I say 13 to 15 is because there's a strat. If I throw a Molotov and it kills at least 3 enemies, 2 less enemies spawn in the
На самом деле у раннера, естественно, есть для этого боя страта. Он закинет молотов, которым постарается убить как минимум 3 сразу, и еще 2 на этом спавне.
Joel does the right thing. He finds a rifle on like some scaffolding, and he gives that rifle to Ellie to cover him while he's doing the combat. And as he leaves, he kind of acknowledges the fact that she did save his life. But anyway, here we go.
Так, кидаем грену с гвоздями, убиваем человека с револьвера, свапаемся на винтовку. Отстреливаем этого мужичка. 4 гранат убил. О, сейчас молотов хороший, на 4 залетел. Раннера. Человек на балкончике, на катволке. Эти через молотов проходят и бесстрашные. Ну, в принципе, все. В принципе, вот. Это был весь файт. Отличный файт получился.
Играет ли раннер с клавомыши на PlayStation 4 и демонстрирует ли он тогда несуществующий геймпад? Хороший вопрос. Возможно, это все обман.
And she will.
Okay, also, after the fight was over, Ellie brings down the rifle and you can get 2 rifle bullets out of it. Now, normally you need to use that crate, but if you line yourself up just right... Redo.
Тут сейчас
Just right.
лайнап.
You can
О,
just climb up
хорошо
here.
запрыгнул.
Don't need the
Отлично.
crate. Of course, I
Ящик
could
не
do that
нужно
fight
подставлять.
perfectly first try, but climbing something? Whoa there, I need at least 2 tries for that. Okay.
This next combat, sorry, not quite the next combat section. We're going to kill 2 guys at the top of some stairs here, but we're going to move into a next area where there are actually 7 enemies to take on. But what we will do is we will kill 4 stealthily, and once that has
Сейчас нам
happened,
показывают 2
the other
противников,
3
которых
will
нам
respawn.
предложат убить,
But
после
you
чего
cannot get
появится еще
alert.
5. И в целом их будет 7. Нас это не устраивает, поэтому вместо этого мы аккуратно в стелсе убьем 4, а последние 3 магическим образом исчезнут.
There is another way to completely despawn all the enemies, but we're not going to show that.
Oh man.
Doing the quick turn in the corner thing. Okay, what do I need to do here? Switch to the bow. Enemies spawn once you get through the door, so we're gonna swap out to the bow. Get our brick. Distract him.
Отвлекли паренька, пробежали мимо него.
There we go.
Ну,
They
и все.
don't follow you.
И они
They
не
can't
идут за
follow you.
вами. Замечательно.
Yep, this
We start to get Ellie close to us.
Yep, right next to us.
Рестартим, чтобы Элли была
Also,
ближе
I've
к
had
нам.
it where I can't kill the last guy stealthy if I don't restart encounter. It's weird. All right, kill these guys quietly.
По-тихому брали всех 3 пацанов. 4-й.
Arrow didn't break. Nice.
И
Ну,
стрела
всё.
не сломалась. Отлично.
Honestly, am a little bit worried about, and I think I just might take the time loss here, is I need at least 2 shotgun shells for the sewers, and I'm running a little bit short. I only have 1. I like to have 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take around an 8 or 9 second time loss and just get the shotgun shell over here. Because it's one of those things, if I only have like 1 shotgun shell for the
Тут я
sewers,
решил засейвиться
not only can I not do the sewers fast,
и
I
поднять
really just
пульку
don't know how
для
to do it at
дробовика,
all.
потому что
Marathon safety.
есть
with a
возможность,
little bit
что
of
ему
time
не
loss.
хватит.
I should have gotten drops like a
Файте.
bunch before this, but just not in the RNG cards. Okay, that military truck that killed those people, we have to run past it. We're going to do it in a very specific way. Get your brick ready.
Готовим кирпич.
Hop through the very left of this window. Throw it
Кидаем
at him,
противника.
swing at him, and just run, man.
Бьем по
Run.
лицу и бежим. Бежим, 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 бежим.
Not a scratch.
Ни одной пули не попал. Замечательно. А ладно,
Get this
попал
pal.
все-таки.
All right. Tis but a scratch there. We're fine.
Ладно, царапина.
Swing at him. It has to be a swing, otherwise this guy will shoot you earlier. Gonna shoot once but miss, and then we're good.
Отлично.
No black screen, no black screen, no black screen, no black screen. Good.
Были ли
Sometimes what
уже
can happen is the
фейлы?
game can
Да, был
glitch
один
out
большой
there
в самом
and then
начале,
send you all the way back
где
to
он не попал
the running past the
пулькой.
truck.
Точнее, попал, но как бы не попал,
And
там
that's another
сложно все.
occasion where Ellie can get the
И,
plus
собственно,
sign.
все.
As soon as you get through
Дальше
that
довольно
door
чисто.
at the bottom, you're fine. It will disappear. Right, what's happening next? Okay, the brothers, Henry and Sam, who've come into Pittsburgh with a group looking for supplies, but they got ambushed and scattered by the hunters. So now they just want to escape. So we're going to follow them somewhere safer. They've got a little hideout nearby where we're going to plan what to do next. So here they are.
И
Henry
мы нашли еще
and
себе
Sam.
новых друзей на время.
Or as I like to refer to them, Bill 2.0.
Yeah.
Really?
They unfortunately don't help out that much. Maybe a little bit more than Bill, but overall just not very helpful. They're pretty helpful to the story, I think. Whatever, they're just kind of
Henry,
here.
Henry does have one particular
Вау,
area of
телепортация не
expertise,
магия.
and that's firing a gun at nothing. See you a bit later.
All right, next enemy encounter is a little, it's a lot complicated. There's 3 enemies on the bottom floor and then 2 enemies on the top floor. If you kill the 3 enemies on the bottom floor stealthy, the top 2 enemies, they come walking out of their room, the door. You don't want that to happen. You want them to like sprint out of there so we can kill them a lot earlier. So we need to go loud on the bottom floor. And also Henry needs to climb up the front of the car because then he'll climb right up. If he climbs on the side of the car, he'll take forever. Here we go.
We also have to question why there are 5 guys here guarding an area that's only accessible through that door.
Don't question it.
All right, I won't.
There's my shotgun shell.
Отличный файт, получили патрончик для дробовика.
Henry, we don't progress. All right, get that. We don't progress too far into the area, so Henry
Обновил мире
kind of
оружие.
block Henry from
Взял
going up
трубу.
the side of the car. All right, here we go. Now, because we went loud, these guys are going to sprint, but they need to get into position before they start attacking us. So we're going to come over here. He's dead. Henry is following right behind us. That's it. Through this door, restart encounter. Perfect Henry section. Very nice.
Отличная секция.
And I have my 3 shotgun shells.
I'm the only one with the key, man. Where'd you get that?
There's a lot that like sometimes.
Колени у стримера живы.
That
Да,
section, not
колени
only do you have to
живы.
kill the enemy fast,
Все идет
it's
очень
more
хорошо.
about Henry manipulation. All right, let's see. There.
Okay. Cutscene coming up. Now, it turns out that Henry
Крафтим
wants
мотов и
he
смол.
and Sam to find and join up with the Fireflies, who are, well, in his words, out west somewhere. In the meantime, there is an abandoned military radio tower not too far away from here. It's the rendezvous point for anybody from their group who survived. So our plan is to cross the
В общем, теперь нам рассказывают, что происходит в игре. Есть некая заброшенная радиостанция, на которую договорились собраться все выжившие, и по плану они под покровом ночи туда пробиваются, чтобы соединиться.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 enemies here to deal with.
Так, здесь у нас будет 9 противников.
And here is where we like really conserve our revolver ammo. We're going to start out quietly, even though it doesn't look like we're doing it quietly, and then go loud on the guys up top.
Начнем по-тихому, а потом, когда поднимемся наверх, начнется заваруха. Начнется громко. Минус 2. Еще 7. Не смог поднять стрелу. Минус 3 уже. Чё, там 7, 6, чё, 3 противника. 2, 1. Последний. Конец. Найс. Замечательно.
Absolutely beautiful.
Now, something I didn't mention with the bow, on easy, normal, hard, and survivor, it's a one-hit kill when you're stealthing. When you're in the alert phase, you need to hit them twice with it. But on grounded mode, it's a one-hit kill no matter what.
Еще одно отличие от других сложностей, то что на других сложностях лук убивает ваншотом только со стелса. В алерте, когда противник вас заметил, нужно выпустить 2 стрелы. В граундеде, конечно же, так как это очень сложная сложность, и нужно как-то немножко игроку помочь, здесь все противники с лука убиваются с одного выстрела.
Table in that game. But there's a glitch here. Not one caused by us, but just by the game. Maybe you've experienced this before, but once you enter, the camera wants to point to the back wall where the truck is, and you can't. As soon as you move, the camera just controls itself and points backwards. The way to get rid of that is to restart encounter as soon as you enter the doorway of the bar. It also resets the enemy AI. The strat here is I'm going to use a Molotov and kill 4 people with 1 throw. That's the plan anyway.
Так, здесь старта у нас то, что с Молотова нужно бить 4 противников. Получится ли? Да, хорошо. Отлично.
Sometimes that ice, is it an ice cream thing?
It is now.
Yeah. But sometimes it's like the upright metal bars of that can almost be a magnet for the Molotov. The reason why we run very slightly to the left, towards the back of that cop car, is it stops an animation
Тут должен
of
все, что
Joel,
можно. Отлично.
kind of stumbling as the truck comes
Ну
through the
тут не
gate.
должен.
So we've got
Тут
rid of that.
касцена у нас good mod.
Will we hit the canister?
No, because he climbed over the thing in a jogging animation. All right, so what I was supposed to do
Still okay,
there
though.
was hop over the thing there in a sprinting animation, which it didn't do, and then shoot the propane tank on the bridge, and that skips Joel falling down. But if you don't hop over the thing in a sprinting animation and try and shoot, you're just gonna die. So I had no choice but not to.
So we had a cutscene there. So the lower deck of the bridge was broken. Henry and Sam used the upper deck, which is how they crossed. But Ellie just decides that to escape, she's going to jump in the river, which is.
Тем временем рассказывают, что часть моста была сломана, и лучшее, что решила Элли в этот момент, это просто спрыгнуть в воду, куда они, собственно, потом все ринулись за ней.
But he's knocked out when he hits a rock in the water. So he comes round on the riverbank downstream. Turns out they were rescued by Henry and Sam. But although it's like Joel doesn't really see it that way, he's still kind of furious at them for running off in the first place. But anyway, we've teamed up. We're a foursome again now.
Yep.
We're all good. We're all happy.
Yep. As happy as one can be in the apocalypse. Okay, there's not much happening here for the first half of this area, so this is a good time to read like a lot of donations.
Oh, that's great, because we have a lot of them in here. So we have a $50 donation from So Engel saying, first-time donor, and because The Last of Us is one of my all-time favorites, and it is so great to finally see it on SGDQ. Good luck, Anthony. You are an awesome speedrunner. Great cause to donate for, and hype from Germany.
Hype.
We have $25 from Paul Case Smash saying, had to donate for this Last of Us run. Finishing grounded mode was one of the hardest things I've ever done in video games, and seeing it destroyed this fast is amazing. Please take my donation. Quote, it can't be for nothing, end quote.
Good quote.
We have a $5 donation from West Haven saying, $5 donation for Bill, my favorite grumpy old man. No high five for Ellie because I know Bill wouldn't. We have a $20 donation from Sushi Elemental saying, donating so Doctors Without Borders do not have to skip a med kit.
Nice one.
We have a $100 donation from Beyond the Game saying, great to see you on GDQ, Ant. Best of luck on the run. $100 to save those frames.
Thank you.
Я думаю, пока ничего не происходит, пришло время для моей любимой рубрики. Лучшая шутка про Джоэля в чате. Пожалуйста, не смешно шутите про Джоэля, а победитель получит ничего.
Save Joel, not the deer. And don't leave me hanging.
Don't leave me hanging. High five. Okay. Okay. All right, I think that's good. All right, so you gotta stand in the. If you fall in the water here, Henry takes his very sweet, precious time to help you back up. So, yeah, don't do that. Like, aim yourself into the corner there. All right, we have our 3 shotgun shells. Whether or not I needed to grab that.
Если бы мы здесь упали, то было бы очень долгое спасение ваше из воды, поэтому целимся конкретненько в угол.
Okay, there's a shorty up here. Sorry, there's a shorty up here with a. What?
Lag.
I know.
We're very close to the other really RNG section with stalkers. First part is okay. First part is quite straightforward.
Yep. This is much easier when we're next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing good though. All right, shotgun him. Him.
Так.
Ooh, that was
красиво,
clean.
хорошо.
Very nice. We rely on those enemies for ammo drops. I know we're not going to get any revolver drops because we're we're at 4. So we need to be at 2 or less to get a drop. But we didn't have any pistol ammo, so we got a drop there, so that was good. And those enemies can only drop revolver or pistol. Now, the second and last stalker area.
Тем временем Раннер рассказывает, что из-за того, что у нас 4 пульки, а не 2, дропов, как обычно, не будет, как они у нас были. А еще это последняя секция, где мы будем сражаться со сталкерами. Поэтому мы взяли кирпич. Он нам очень понадобится.
This is, I would say, like the most RNG heavy section in the game, if you can believe it.
I certainly do.
Here we go. And anyone to my right? Nope. There's one. You need to let go of sprint in order to do that.
Looks nice.
That should make it so they give up their chase.
No!
Maybe. We're good. Okay. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, there wasn't supposed to be anyone following us, but that's just the RNG in it. If I had done a quick turn, I may have been able to headshot it, but I will take that. That's where a quick turn actually does come in handy. Anyway, I was mentioning a shorty. You could pick up, like, the shorty is like a pocket shotgun for your right holster. You could pick it up, but again, he's just looking at it for like 7 or 8 seconds. You can pick it up in the next room.
Бегим. Девочка — это его дочка? Нет. Это его цель. Ему как бы должны денег приплатить за то, что он ее из точки А доставит в точку Б. Она товар. Перевозчик.
And it will just be an infinite spawn of enemies until the section is over, which is on a timer. Sam and Ellie have to open this door from the other side. So it's really just run down the clock. And we're gonna do something, which again, looks like a glitch, but we determined it's not because of just how basic the game mechanic is to achieve it. Basically, you swing at a clicker as soon as it hops down, and then it freezes in place. To say that's not a glitch is saying you can't melee weapon a clicker, or an enemy for that matter. So if they hop down in the right way, I can pull this off, because the game still recognizes them as there, but they don't move.
Тут Раннер объяснял то, что можно как-то зафризить кликера через мези-удар, и это не считается гличом. И замри. И они встали. Теперь байтим этих пацанов, чтобы они долго-долго реагировали.
Little help? Where is he? There he is. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's getting a plus sign. Oh, I
was going to say, you're asking Henry for help. Really?
I know. All right, my R1 button got stuck there, so I got hit. That's all right.
Ну вот и все. Ушли.
Clicker was just a little cold there.
That was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wish I didn't get hit there because up next is the military sniper.
Fresh air.
And even on grounded with full health in most spots you get shot, you're just dead in one hit. So we're gonna go a certain route so the military rifle doesn't really have an angle on us. But we're more worried about the guys down below on the ground. So this should be interesting to see. Maybe I should use one of my med kits. I have it just for this reason. I think I will, because you just never know. I'm gonna do it after I take the fall damage. And Sam's pushing us, so that's good. You'll see, I most likely won't take any damage, but I'm just gonna go at full health.
Уф. Тем временем мы почти подходим к третьей Рано.
Just picked up that med kit in the slums.
Половину мы
for
уже
something like
перевалили.
this.
Осталось в районе
I
40%.
will always love the video game logic of maybe getting shot like 10 times and just wrapping up your right arm heals it. I will never ever get tired of that.
Я раньше рассказывал про этого снайпера. У него военная винтовка снайперская, которая на этой сложности просто ваншотает нас. Но, несмотря на это, беспокоиться все равно нам больше придется ребята, которые по низу бегают,
There's
а не
one
него.
thing.
Just at the right at the end. Yeah, right at the end. It can be.
Be careful.
Let's see. Let's see. Sometimes in the building at the far end, a guy can come through the door.
Я попытаюсь смешно пошутить про то, что происходит во второй части.
Right of the stairs.
Это галлюцинации Элли, связанные с тем, что ее накачали
I do. That's actually
средством
what I
для
want.
наркоза, короче. Вот.
Then they all rush the left side, and this side is
Хотелось бы
pretty
верить.
open.
Но, к сожалению,
So far, spotless. You actually want to get alerted there. It kind of opens up a path.
Sometimes just here you can get a guy come through. No, we're fine.
Sometimes there was an enemy right here.
Нормально пробежали через
Killed me.
снайпера.
The house is random. All right, not a scratch. Nothing. Very nice. Whew. See, like I said, when a run's perfect, you don't need a med kit, but for GDQ, I will use one.
Раннер говорит,
Because
что
again, I don't
в идеальном
I'm not scared
ране
about
вообще
getting hit by the
аптечек не
military sniper. I'm
используется,
worried about
но
getting hit
на
by the
данный
guys on
момент
the
на
bottom
этом
floor.
ивенте
And
ему
without full
пришлось
health,
использовать
I can-
одну.
That stinks. All right, this is not target practice. You do have to hit them as fast as you can. Except for this guy. I'm gonna wait a little bit. About that much. And that
In
should.
this section, for anybody playing this game casually, in this section,
Про
if you
какую
see
вторую
a
часть
guy
говорят
wearing
в
a
чате?
helmet,
Разве вышла
don't
вторая часть?
go for a headshot.
Странно.
Абсолютно.
часть,
Я
она
не
же
слышал.
Nope, getting
Это
a
то же самое,
headshot
наверное,
on
что аниме про Цукихими. А некоторые
enemies with
утверждают,
helmets
что
will
она
just
и
knock
вышла,
off the helmet.
но его нету.
Я слышал, там какие-то фанаты выпустили, мод на первую, назвали его Low 2. Там что-то невнятное было, не особо понравилось.
Да не
So
хрень
the reason I
какая-то.
delayed killing this guy is because then that makes it I kill him, 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 and then there's a very fast enemy here, which I get him, and then him. If you kill him right away, an extra enemy spawns.
Они, наверное,
over here.
тайм-тревелеры
Oh, there's that truck again.
из параллельной
Very
вселенной
annoying.
пришли.
I don't think this guy made it,
How
unfortunately.
will Henry respond to this? I think.
I skipped him shooting the revolver. Oh well. He just like blind fires a revolver and there's nobody there. It's really funny. All right, I gotta kill these enemies at a specific time. So they'll shoot him. And I wait for this guy to fire once. And then there we go. All right, they'll kill one of these guys. All right, they killed him. I'm gonna get him, and that's the end of the fight. Good.
Пока Танчи съехал, я читал, что на нем написано Кун, но когда он подъехал ближе, я увидел, что написано Ран.
He's gonna peek one more time. One more time. And then... Boop.
Странно, хитмаркера не было.
So a couple of runners will come out and attack.
Цукихими это, который визуал
Our three
новеллы, да.
friends down here. You have to kill one,
Yeah, I'm okay.
but then the whole
Про который
area
аниме
just gets
не
attacked
сделали.
by. I think it's all runners. Can't really tell. There might be clickers as well. Probably are. You can use them as target practice if you want to, but you don't need to. You can use it as a pee break. Use it as a go and get some food
Тут
break.
бесполезная.
Yeah, right.
You just have to kill this one here. And that's it.
Бесполезная катсцена, в которой ничего не происходит.
A lot of damage here. I know Progressive Insurance bundles home and auto, but I don't think there's any fixing that one. All right, yeah, this right here is just target practice. And I believe we're coming to the end of the bid war for high
Этих
five, no
кликеров не
high five.
обязательно
I
убивать.
have a feeling what won, but I think you can
Они ничего не
you can read off
сделают.
some more donations and let us know what it's at.
Sure. We'll go with the donations first. Let's see. We have a $100 donation from Codeman61 saying, here's a dad joke for The Last of Us fans. Why do Joel and Ellie prefer to use a touch screen instead of a mouse? Answer, they are afraid to touch the clickers. Thank you to all the runners and GDQ team. This week has been a blast. We have a $100 donation from Tim Rock saying, hey, thanks, Tommy. Y'all got a towel or anything?
God, thank you, Tim. The memes.
Do you guys want to know who won or what won?
Yeah, here's a good point.
I'm just ready to get there.
Well, probably to no surprise, the high five won. Blew it out of the water, so well done.
All right. Nice. You guys want to? I'll give you a high five.
Можем порадоваться, там кто-то победил. Наконец-то дан ответ на вопрос Are you winning, son?
The radio tower, but it turned out that Sam had actually been bitten. Probably in that last section that we saw in the sniper part. So he turns.
Победил вариант, в котором мы даем 5. Я понял.
While Henry is cooking breakfast, Joel goes for his gun, tries to kill Sam, but it's Henry who actually fires the shot that kills his brother. And in grief, he then turns the gun on himself. But for Ellie and Joel, it's double breakfast rations. So, you know, every cloud. And here we are in Jackson.
I never thought of it that way. But yeah, that's a little bit more food for Joel and Ellie. God.
Тут нас ждет
Right,
небольшой
some
пазл.
environmental puzzles you gotta do here. Alright, there's actually like some very specific stuff here, like to get Ellie to hop on the pallet here very quickly. You need to move it in a specific way. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it perfectly. She gets on really quickly. There are times where she would literally hop on there like 6 or 7 seconds slower than that. And I may or may not, like many months ago, have lost a world record by 0.7 seconds. I remember that. The world record at the time was 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 30 seconds on the dot. And I ended up getting a 2:50:30.7. I still don't know how that's possible, but it happened. And I'm thinking maybe Ellie didn't hop on the pallet really quickly or something.
Don't tell me you gave her a high five.
На самом деле сейчас буквально ничего не происходит.
This is literally what you guys donated for.
Ага, вот про что говорили ребята. Тут есть вариант либо дать ей 5, либо не давать. Выиграл дать 5.
She's like, really? You're just gonna leave me hanging? All right, I see how it is. Just a high five. It takes like 5 seconds. God. That's what you guys donated to not happen. So, I guess good for you. But that is around 2 seconds slower.
Yeah, but I always say it's karma if you do that.
That's good.
Right. Very quick cutscene here. We've found Tommy and his new wife, Maria. That's Maria ahead of us there.
И мы, наконец, снова попадаем к дружелюбным людям.
Yeah, they got quite the thriving
С
operation here
лошадками.
going.
They got horses and everything.
Yep. Food, town,
And horses.
nice. And this guy. Try not to look at him directly in the eyes.
Oh, it's scary.
Can I? Yeah, of course. You cut his ears. You ever ride one? I actually have.
Глумятся над мужиком,
Some of
бедным.
the character models, they're very PlayStation 3. I love it.
If you want, we can take him riding.
Дамы,
Scar
дамы.
you for life, that image.
Дамы, дамы,
And his voice.
дамы,
Hey,
ё.
thanks, Tommy.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
No sweat. All right,
He's
let's
such a
continue the
weirdo.
tour.
Now, can we get Maria to open the door?
Yep, for the longest time, it was how do you solve a problem like Maria? Because she would literally stand right here, sometimes for a dozen seconds, and not open this door. But a guy named the Twister found out, all you need to do is stand in her way, and when she stops moving, get out of her way. That counts as getting out of her way in terms of pathfinding. And she'll go for the door pretty quickly each time.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's my turn anyway. I'll go. I'll come with you.
We have a couple. We have time for a couple more donations.
Enjoy some space.
Sure. We have
Тем временем
a
там
$59
донаты
donation from
читают.
Humphrey3 saying, I already paid for this game, then again for the remaster, so only makes sense to pay one more time for Doctors Without Borders. Great game, even better runner, host, and commentary. Donation to Host's Choice.
I got something for you.
We also have a $50 donation from Silent Pixel saying, congrats on the GDQ, Anthony, and good luck.
Most of it.
Thanks, Pixel.
Thank you, dudes.
Here.
I love this.
I'm good.
He's trying to show a picture of him and his daughter because they went back to their old house last year.
Okay.
And he's trying to give it to him. It's like a little faded, but it still looks pretty good. And before he has time to finish, if you mash square, he's just like, I'm good. I'm good. Good. It's supposed to be just like
В
drawn
общем,
out and he's just looking at
нам
it
же
for a long
показали
time, but if you
сейчас
just mash X,
фотографию нас
he just
и
cuts
дочери
Tommy off. I'm
нашей.
good.
И, по идее, тут должна быть драматическая пауза. Мы должны рассматривать эту фотографию, плакать,
Alright,
но
let's
вместо
see.
этого
What are we doing
просто
here?
нажим X,
When
и
I got my
все.
first 249 run, I messed this up. It was my biggest regret in the run. You need to let Tommy walk through the door pretty far, and then follow him once he's just about to turn around to the right, and he'll keep walking ahead of you.
20 family strong.
I messed that up, and it lost me like
Maria and her father
7 seconds.
set up this place with the idea of being self-sustained. We
All
had
right, so
crops and
all of
livestock.
the 50 supplements we upgraded in the elevator shaft in the hotel, we upgraded weapon sway. We're finally going to use all the parts that we picked up
Сейчас мы
to upgrade Joel's weapons right
используем
here.
все улучшайки, что мы собирали по игре,
We need to pick up
чтобы
one more
улучшить
thing of
оружие
parts.
Джоэлю прямо сейчас.
And then what's
Именно
great about
здесь.
this strat is you really don't lose any
Ха-ха,
time
сейчас я
by
буду
upgrading
улучшать
everything because
все
they're still trying to like,
оружие.
turn the generators on for this place. I would love to pet the dog, but that actually does lose a lot of time. You can pet the dog in The Last of Us. All right, crouch walking because you can
Great thing is
only
with-
walk here.
Great
was
thing
that?
is with part 2 is you can kill the dog as well.
Yes, you can.
Really nice.
Well, not just like a kind, peaceful dog like Buckley. Like the ones that are trying to bite your throat.
Yeah.
Собственно, как я объяснял в начале,
I mean, you can pet the dogs in part 2,
присидим
but
мы
I
ходим,
really
потому
wouldn't recommend
что
it.
игра нас форсит ходить пешком. Пешком медленнее, чем присиди.
They wouldn't like that. All right, so here we go. We're gonna upgrade right holster.
All right, let's do this.
96 parts, right holster.
Вот и секция с улучшениями. Вращайте барабан.
There we go.
Первое улучшение. Готово. Второе улучшение. Готово.
This is a bit of an
Мы
interesting
закончили.
one. Oh, actually, I forgot to swap my weapons. Oh, whatever. I lose a little time. I lose a little time. It's whatever. We're gonna go down
Проапгрейдили
here and crouch
правую,
walk there. We're gonna hang to the right side.
правую кобуру
As soon as he says, looks like you're
и
out $2 million.
вместимость
Go
магазина
back to
винтов.
this brick and walk towards Tommy.
Точнее, извините, не магазина, а
The
обойма.
rifle and the pistol.
And one of the... Well, it's my favourite cutscene of the game, just so you know. This is the point where Joel tries to persuade Tommy to take over the transport of Ellie, Firefly, but Tommy refuses. And it's where we also learn, by implication, really, that at some point in the past, Joel ropes his
Опа,
brother
первая
into
смерть.
a
No idea why
hunter
that killed me.
lifestyle. God, that was odd. Something Tommy couldn't live with. So they nearly get into a fight when the dam comes under attack. As you can see, that's
I don't know what this
so
guy's doing.
Unfortunate.
That's
Gosh.
twice he got me. What I'm guessing is that bullet went through the railing when it hit me. There's a thing in this game. If a bullet travels through something like a window, gate,
Интересная
railing,
вещь,
stairs,
неприятная.
something, and then hits you, it does like double the damage. All right, at least that worked. I'm gonna heal here.
it's okay. Survived though. Don't know what the health situation is like.
Oh, there's the alcohol that I needed. Good. All right, let's see.
Стратегически отстреливаем людей.
Hit his legs. All right, there we go. All right, I have absolutely no idea why I died there. That's not really a thing. I say that all the time in my runs. That's not a thing. Well, I guess I should say it. Well, in a run, that's never happened before.
That's never happened before. Number
That's the
2000.
scene that we just
176.
skipped there. Tommy can see how close Joel and Ellie are, so he understands.
Как он так метко с геймпада стреляет? Первое, он спидранер этой игры не первый год. Второе, он вейрхолдер. Я думаю, он просто привык.
She wants to stay with Joel. So in protest, she's a teenager. Come on, understandable. So in protest, she's stolen one of the horses and ridden off. So we've got to try and find her now.
Yep. Also, for whatever reason, this is a weird spot to do it, but the game refills all of your health right after that fight, even though there's not a huge time lapse. This takes place like right after the fight.
It's like, you get all your health back. It's like the overnight section before Escape the City, before the Searchlight. You get no health back, even on easy mode.
Yeah. And naps in a Naughty Dog game can they can heal anything. So it's weird. All right, I'm gonna wait for him to duck. Oh, okay. Reload the El Diablo.
Промазал.
I missed. All right. I think I messed that up. Did I? Yeah, I did.
Блин.
I don't know how that missed.
Как он
All right, whatever,
промазал?
we'll do it
Ну
again.
ладно.
Только восхищались, как он точно и четко на геймпаде отстреливает.
This is still a relatively new strat, but still. Why is he over here? There. All I had to do was hit him. And that's all of them. What happens there is if you don't progress... Oh, I meant to be in my backpack. If you don't progress into the second half of the area, like up the hill here, the enemies never spawn in. And I think it also has to do with killing those last two enemies back to back. So, yeah. You throw the Molotov and that kills an enemy. Because he has armor on. I forgot to mention, but enemies with armor on are way more flammable. I know that's weird, but yeah, enemies with armor on.
Тем временем Раннер рассказывает, что каким-то интересным
and then you're supposed to hit that guy in the body with the El Diablo right
смог
after
подобрать
that.
все-таки слово.
But I missed, and that ruined everything.
Враги в броне в этой игре горят лучше, чем другие.
Ranch, your favorite cutscene, right?
It's close. It's really close. I still love the one in the dam. But so in the ranch here, Ellie confronts Joel. She learned from Maria what happened to Sarah, and she tells him this isn't about a father-daughter thing. He's the only person in her life so far who hasn't either died or left her, and she doesn't want it to happen again. Joel, unfortunately, it's a bit simple. He kind of misses the point, and he just reaffirms that she'll be with Tommy from now on.
I'm going over this way.
Oh my, would that hit?
I don't know what's going on with the RNG today.
Jesus.
We're fine.
Still okay.
Just swap
Still
out.
okay.
Down.
So another cutscene.
Опять попали.
As they're riding out of that area, Joel realizes that he was being a bit of an idiot, and he's changed his mind. Tommy tells him that the Fireflies are at the University of Eastern Colorado, and that's where we are now. So,
Почему у него все с одного выстрела ложатся? Дело в том, что он играет в сложности Grounded, где урон по нему повышен, но при этом и урон от него тоже, как правило, ваншотает всех остальных.
I gotta make up for this gameplay in Windsor.
Yeah. that sign that you can just see on the left there.
It's getting chilly.
Yeah, that's a giant ram.
Yeah, and it also says Welcome Home Rams or whatever it is.
Yep.
Reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
Okay.
You think there'll be other
So,
people my age?
we've been picking up all these things, rags, alcohol, explosives, whatever. We crafted our last Molotov
Sounds like we're on
in the ranch area, and we're going to use it right here. It's pretty rare. I don't have a shotgun. That's very rare. Hopefully I don't need it. Let's see. Just gather them all.
Ну, правильно тебе говорили, на реализме лук ваншотает. Ну, а в граунд режиме лук ваншотает.
Beautiful. You just gotta run left, right, and back a little bit, and that gathers them all. All right, do I get any drops here? I would like a shotgun shell drop. A shotgun shell drop. I need... Oh, no.
Нет, лук
There's
ваншотает
one. Whew, okay.
из стелса во
I
всех
needed one.
сложностях, но если тебя
would've swapped one of
заметили,
my other
то
guns, but
во всех, кроме граунда, нужно 2
this is all
выстрела.
for the science
В граунде,
lab.
где это,
I
ну,
need 3
равно
revolver
1.
bullets and a shotgun shell for the science lab.
Да, спасибо за уточнение, все так и есть.
Here we go. Now the next part
What about you?
is...
What'd you want to be?
What do we need? The university dorm, like, basement or something? Or just the dorms. There's, what, 5 clickers and a bloater? We are going to use a whopping 0 bullets. And I mean literally, we're going to use 0 bullets. We need an empty gun. Because we want to get alerted right away, which draws the enemies away from the door that we exit out of. Firing a gun causes some inconsistencies in their pathfinding, but sprinting alerts them too late. So what we do is we fire an empty gun, and then once we take our first step in the sprinting animation, not only does it cause very what am I trying to say? Not only does it make the section really consistent, hopefully, but we don't have to use any ammo. Here we go. We do need to use a bottle throw and a pipe. Here we go. I knew he was going to be there. Hopefully there's no one in my way, which there's not. That bloater is minding his own business over there with the other clickers. All right, they heard me there, but we are good.
На самом деле вы думаете, что это лаги, но это просто вам решили наглядно показать, как игра на PS3 работала в свои лучшие годы.
All right. We have time for a couple. Well, I believe there's one more donation incentive, and that is to do the Left Behind any % run after this run. So how is that going? And also, we have a lot of time for donations right now.
Oh, everyone smashed that goal for The Last of Us Left Behind DLC. The goal was $12,000, and yeah, it was met with
Я
$5 to
посчитал,
spare as well. So
я всю игру
GG's
считал,
everyone for
какой
making that
это
incentive.
генератор, это
All right,
четвертый.
thank you. So after this, we're going to be doing the any % run of the single player DLC to this game.
Oh,
which
it'll be
is-
fun, me trying to do a story commentary on that.
Yeah, we skipped the whole thing.
Let's try the gate.
But yeah, it lasts 5.5 minutes if done perfectly.
You did it!
But that's for later. We do have a lot of, maybe a couple minutes for some donations.
Sure. We have a $25 donation from Sound Hunter saying, "Glad to see The Last of Us this SGD cube. High five Ellie for me and stay safe, everyone." Thankfully, we did high five her.
Yes, we did.
Well, Bill used them as a form of defense. Maybe
We
they're
have
doing
a
the same.
$50 donation from Daniel177 saying, "My favorite game on my favorite charity event with wonderful
Дамы и господа, все хорошо. Сейчас перезапустят, все будет нормально работать.
No pun intended, volume 2, and that's 2 with, 2 O's. so here's one. A book just fell on my head. I only have my shelf to blame. Goodness. Keep kicking some clicker butt and high five our girl, Ant.
Will do. Thank you.
We have a $50 donation from Raichu saying, "Greetings from one of the first and proudest members of the Ant Colony. Incredibly happy to see The Last of Us at GDQ. Money goes to Dino's choice since Ant hates it when I start bid wars during his streams."
Oh, great.
Yeah, Raichu was one of my first viewers. Thank you, Raichu. That's good.
We have a $20 donation from Jams160 saying, "The Last of Us is why I bought a PS3 and a PS4. Absolute legend of a game. Fantastic run to donate during. Thank you, Ant, for getting this on the schedule. Keep up the great work you do at SGDQ."
Thank you. Okay. Now, Science Lab. This is another area where we've been like kind of saving our resources for. A lot of areas like that. We had financial, we had the searchlight. This is another one of those spots. Because enemies are like stacked. They got shorties and rifles and El Diablos and revolvers. I don't even think they have pistols.
Для
Like
меня.
the weakest gun. They are just
Жалко,
loaded.
что никто
And
это
an
не
axe.
слышит.
And an axe.
Жаль.
So yeah, we absolutely 100% need a shotgun shell, 3 revolver bullets, a bottle, and a smoke bomb.
You may have worked out, incidentally, that the Fireflies are not here, but we're just about to find a voice recorder